Hello and welcome, my beautiful movie peeps, to another 3C Friday live stream. It is so wonderful to see all your glorious faces here today. Let me pop you up so you can say your peace and love, all that. Thank you. Let's get it started. Gonna spam that one today. I don't know why it's feeling like a kind of live stream, all right? So get ready to be annoyed with that one. But it is so nice to see all of y'all here. I hope everybody's having a great Friday, enjoying yourselves, going out, hanging out, staying in. Actually, don't go out. Stay in. Be with me. Seclude, avoid your family, friends, loved ones, and save your money for super chats to me. Don't ask why, don't ask how, just do it, okay? I have commanded it, I have said it, and you must follow. Papa bless. All right, then. What we're going to talk about here on the 3C Friday live stream, we got a lot of interesting topics we're going to get into here. One, we got a live action Astro Boy movie that just got announced. How do we feel about that? There's a trailer for a movie that I kind of liked. It's not great, but I actually really liked it. A Violent Nature 2. We're going to look at that trailer together. First look at the live action God of War show, and the reactions to that first look photo, because they have not gotten that pretty. The Paramount has won Warner Brothers, man. It is insane. We're gonna try and dissect all the details of this deal, some of the outcomes that are gonna happen because of it, what the future of the industry could look like, whether maybe some of us are overreacting and everything will be just fine. That could be the case too. G.I. Joe. Oh my goodness, this one deserves this. The G.I. Joe news is insane. The announcement with this movie just shows you the kind of company Paramount is being, and it is laughable. We're also going to talk about the Scary Movie 6 trailer. Going to save that towards the end because that is such a fun trailer. I definitely want to talk about here with you guys. And, it's not even a secret anymore. We know who Sadie Sink now is in Spider-Man 4. After all the speculation, all the rumor, seems pretty clear. We know who Sadie Sink is. We're going to dive into that, and you know what? I heard a theory that makes so much more sense on why Sadie Sink is this character. So we're gonna dive into all that. So, love you all. How are y'all doing? Great. What the heck? This guy's profile is me with a mustache. Daddy Chris. It's my father. Okay. Dude, yes. Dude, it played so good in my theater. People were laughing like crazy. It was the most active people were during my screening of Scream 7. And I'm not gonna lie, I've been watching nonstop the trailer on TikTok, on online pirated versions, of course, because people just record them since it's gonna be online Monday. We'll talk about it, but it's so funny just hearing the audience laugh and get into it, and it's like it's the kind of movie we need right now. It looks so much fun. I hope that movie turns out good. You to go? Oh, thank you so much, thank you. I'm bussing to you. Hmm. All right, and I think with that, we're going to hide the chat for a little bit. Naughty, naughty, you get punished. All right, let's just start off, guys. Let's begin Astro Boy. So, I don't know how many of you guys know of Astro Boy, but he's a little boy that doesn't wear a shirt and is in his underwear. That's his Astro. I actually don't know much. Maybe it's a really cool character. I think he's popular like in other countries more than here. I'm not gonna say I'm the biggest one, but I'm always down to see an IP grow and become new. So with this latest thing, we have here Jason Reitman to direct Astro Boy from Sony. Let's get rid of that. It says here, Astro Boy is a Japanese manga created and illustrated by Osamu Tezuki, debuted in 1952. Oh, that's an old little boy. After being sold to a robotic circus, Astro is saved. Okay, let's see here. Sources say that Sony is on the hunt for screenwriter to adapt Astro Boy into a family-friendly, all-ages movie. 4 quadrants. Oh, that's a big one. That's a real moneymaker. Envisioned as a robotic take on the classic Pinocchio story. Okay, that works. Although Reitman is currently not attached to direct Astro Boy, he might actually take the reins, and it all depends on how the script turns out. As far as we know, Reitman has no other directorial projects currently in the works. Okay, you know what? We got a taste of what they're going to do. They're going to do modern Pinocchio story with a little robot boy. Obviously, also in the age of AI and things like that, that has even more commentary. I'm sure that'll play a factor into it. I'm not too familiar, again, with the Astro Boy story, whether he's a cyborg or what's going on, but right now, the thing that got me interested with this was Jason Reitman, because the last couple projects we saw of Jason Reitman, or the ones that he was attached to when speaking of IPs, it was the Ghostbuster franchise. He did Ghostbusters Afterlife, which I'm sure was a heavy toll. And I'll be honest with you, Ghostbusters Afterlife has not aged uh, as well as I would like. Not like it's problematic. It's just I remember liking it when it first came out and thinking, yeah, this was good. And when I went back, it was like on TV the other day, and I was watching it, and I'm just like, oh, this is not as good as I remember. It's not doing it for me. And again, though, that was a lot in part to Jason Wright living under the shadow of his father, who directed the original Ghostbusters. Right, he had a lot to live up to, and hear his little cameo in Ghostbusters. So I think there was a part of him that was not holding back, but couldn't fully do his own thing because he was trying to honor his father and what he had done. And maybe that's why also whenever the next movie came out, Ghostbusters Frozen Empire, he decided not to direct that one, hand it over to another director. And again, Frozen Empire is another one that like it's not aged great. Even at the time, I was like, it's okay. I like could have been better. Had some ideas. It's okay. Um, so with that said, though, I do like Jason Reitman as a director. I think the other movies that he's done, usually they're more grounded and dramatic films. I think he has it there. This could be a property where he could shine. There is no shadow to live under. There's a free reign. This is something that could be prevalent with today's time. It's curious how you would do it, what the visuals would even look like. You know, I'm saying live action, but now I'm seeing there's no mention of this even being live action. It could be. Oh no, it is live action. Okay, I see here. Reportedly developing live action adaptation of the iconic manga series. So yeah, I'm willing to check it out. I'm not again not a big Astro Boy fan, but I do like Jason Reitman, and I feel maybe his shortcomings with Ghostbusters could be overlooked when going into this, since there isn't you know, that shadow of his dad. But you guys let me know, especially if you're a big Astro Boy fan. I'm reporting you immediately. How you gonna tell me you're a big fan? Just gonna set up a Google Doc and be like, FBI, I don't know, man. Take a look at these guys. That's all I'm saying. Someone said you will become one. No, actually, the idea of Astro Boy does sound kind of cool. And wasn't there those Astro Boy shoes? I wanted those Astro Boy shoes. You guys seen those? What was it? I was like, low key. They're like the I think they're the Cybertruck of shoes, but I would have rocked them. I think I would have. I think some Astro Boy shoes on me would look nice. Let's see, how much are they? How much are some Astro Boy shoes? Wow! 1,500. Okay, someone on Etsy makes them for $3, but for your dog. My dog can be rocking some Astro Boy shoes. Dang, man, why so expensive? Okay, there's some 320 on Poshmark, but they'll probably give me a fungal infection or something, man. That's crazy. Um, y'all rocking with the Astro Boy shoes? I don't know. Y'all let me know. 900 for the license. Yeah, it's crazy. All right, let's move on to the next topic at hand. What we got here? A Violent Nature 2. Okay. So you guys know there was a movie that came out. Was it last year? Called A Violent Nature. Maybe it went under the radar in 2024, so almost 2 years ago now. And the thing that was the selling point of this movie is it's basically inspired by like it was almost like what if you had a Friday the 13th movie from the perspective of Jason Voorhees, and that's exactly what A Violent Nature was. And it had its good moments and it had its bad moments. The things that definitely hold it back as well, you know, Jason, he's a walker, and let me tell you, 'tis a lot of walking and crunchy leaves just for like 10 minutes. You're just hearing leaves crunching and you're getting back shots of this guy going, is he going to do anything else? Now, that is for sure the thing that is the hard selling point, but it is part of the immersion and it is the thing that happens. I think there's like even one point, which I think the payoff ends up working. Like you literally see him almost like a mile away from a victim who's just entered a house, and it's a one shot of you just seeing him walk that mile until he finally gets to the house and kills the guy. But it's like, hey, it's the full slasher experience. It was being true to form. And with all that said, it had one of the coolest kills for a horror movie. Okay, I genuinely recommend you watch the movie and give it a chance if that's something if you have the patience, if you're not TikTok brain rotted and can handle a slower paced film, give it a chance. If you can't, all right, then at least watch this death, the yoga death in a violent nature, because it is one of the coolest deaths in a horror movie. And I think, honestly, this scene alone is the reason the movie's getting a sequel and why I think some people even gave the movie a positive review, because this scene was just so cool. They're like, all right, I'll see more of this guy. Anyways, now they have confirmed a sequel, A Violent Nature 2, and they have released the trailer. I think they have learned, and just like with any sequel, you up the ante. You give us more. Here, I'm going to turn it down a little bit, but in 2020, yeah, so we know that. And here, them back shots of him walking already. I'm thinking you're still going to get some back shots of him walking in the woods, but it's going to be toned down a bit. I don't think it's going to be as prevalent as last time. I think this time they're upping the body count. They're upping the carnage. They're going to do so much more with it. So let's get a little bit of that. Johnny. Let me read what the plot is this time. Violent Nature 2. Yeah, his name's Johnny. Johnny's violent rampage leads into a summer camp just as young outcast camper is forced to spend the night with his counselor and sister and her friends at their annual end-of-season party. So, again, it's a Friday the 13th movie, but from the perspective of Jason, except Johnny.
Who's gotta go?
And the dude, look at that. That's like something that would happen. And you get to see that. I think it's going to be a much better, more entertaining, much more palatable. I think this will be the movie that you're like, hey, it's okay. You don't have to see the first one. Check this one out, man. And they do have lore, and he does have a reasoning for why he's going after these killers and things. So I'm excited, man. I think this looks fun. I think they definitely are going to be doing more. Hopefully you guys check it out and it becomes a bigger success than that. Because if this keeps going the rate it's going, I'd love to see what else they come out with. And you know, with the disappointments I've had with like Scream losing the meta elements, there are other movies that are doing meta things where they're not just being Scream copycats. Because there was a lot of that in the 90s, right? There was a lot of movies that were just trying to copy what Scream was doing and failed miserably. But instead now you have movies like this, and another one I want to mention real quick too. I can't believe I forgot to put it on this. This is a movie that's like, it's a different perspective. It's a new lens. It's showing you what would it be like if we saw Jason throughout and his viewpoint. And the other one, which, okay, FBI, chill. Teenage sex. Movie trailer. I forget the whole name of it. But okay, the movie is called Teenage Sex and Death at Camp Miasma. This is another one where I think they're doing great commentary. They're doing meta and subversive. This comes from the same director who did I Saw the TV Glow, Jane Schonbrun. Sorry if I mispronounced that, but let me tell you, I love this director's aesthetic. I love the vibe, the tone. I know maybe some people didn't like I Saw the TV Glow. I thought it was one of the best horror movies of that year, but I also just love the aesthetic of I Saw the TV Glow. And this one is, again, inspired by Friday the 13th, the impact Friday the 13th has. And look at some of these beautiful shots, man. This one is about a director who gets to remake one of those movies. See, look, these are literally Friday the 13th posters. Camp Miasma Part 2. These are just straight up Friday the 13th posters in the universe, but she grows up loving this franchise, is obsessed with it, and now she can actually direct one of the movies with the original star, but maybe her obsession is a little, scarier than we thought and all that. So another one, man, that I'm so into. Look at that. That's like something out of Goosebumps, man. So this looks good. I cannot wait. All this looks awesome. I'm loving just these different, unique horror movies, not just doing the same stuff. Again, it could be bad. Sometimes what I'd fear is there's more style over substance. Like, this is a beautiful shot, and it's great. But, man, if I don't connect with the story, the characters, it'll just be me going, it looked good. It had some nice new visuals I'd never seen in a horror movie, but just wasn't for me. And that happens sometimes, but I don't know. I give her a lot of credit with I Saw a TV Glow. But you guys let me know what you think about some of these horror trailers I just brought up, which one you're most excited for, what you're thinking of. Please let me know. Okay. Let's bring on the next thing we're talking about. Okay, God of War. All right, wow, man. So as you guys know, there is a God of War live action TV series coming out, I believe, on Amazon Prime. Is it Amazon Prime? I think it's Amazon Prime. And they've been doing the casting, all this, and now they finally dropped the first look photo. Here we have it. Actor Ryan Hurst as Kratos with the little boy who was in Chucky season 3. I should know his name. I don't want to be rude. The little kid has a great shot. I should know his name. Let me just do that. I gotta respect the kid, man. Look at him. So much farther than I am in life. Ian, oh, Alistair. Let me see some of these. Oh, they don't have the little kid on here. Well, that's just disrespectful. That's just disrespectful. Let me just look it up again. Chucky season 3 cast. Maybe some of y'all will tell me in the chat. What was his name? Here's little Grant. I believe Jason Kelly. No, that is not him. We're spending too much time on this, but now I'm gone too deep. There we go. Callum Vincent. All right, getting back to it, though. We finally got the look at it, and people have been going crazy. Okay, so you guys know, for me, I unfortunately don't have an attachment to the God of War franchise, so take that in mind when I give you my opinion on this. Not because I don't want to, not because I don't like it. I'm just someone that missed the God of War games back on the PS2. I was playing different games. God of War was never a game that came across. And by the time it was like super mega popular or it came on my radar, it was on Ragnarok. And I was like, oh, but this is like the 5th game. I want to play the other games, but I couldn't. And now I'm really excited for the remake that they're going to do where they're going to remaster the original 3. So now I can finally play those and do Ragnarok and all that. But that's just my reasoning. I looked at this and I was like, oh, that's like so authentic. That looks just like Kratos. That the kid just has, I think he has a better face than the 3D model. The kid actually, the Kratos kid in the game looks so annoying to me. I'm like, that's palatable. The kid's there and all that. I'm like, this looks good. I don't see how any fans could complain or be upset about this. Like, it's legit as accurate as you can be. And of course, there were complaints. There was anger. I think the main thing I was hearing and seeing is they think this looks like an AI image. That's what people were saying. Is that it's an AI image. That it looks generated. That the guy isn't muscular enough. That the beard is off. That it looks like cosplay. I'm like, okay. I'm gonna tell you something that I think is scary. Anytime someone says this looks AI generated, do I think this could be AI? Like, this could pass for AI generated? Yes. And that's not me saying because it's bad. I'm saying that because AI has unfortunately just gotten that good at copying something like this. And I hate when people say it's AI, that doesn't make me go, you think it looks crappy. That just means to me, dang, that's how good AI is getting. That you can now not differentiate reality and actual photo stills from what is fake and generated. That to me is the scariest part about all this. The other part, this is why, hot take, this is why we have MCU-fication of costumes. You've seen that a lot, MCU-fication, is that how you say it? Of costumes. This is like a common complaint in the MCU that the costumes, what the heck, MCU, that the MCU suits are over-designed. There's too much lines. It's this. Why can't they just do exactly what the comic books do? The suit looks perfect like that. Whenever you do exactly what it looks like in the video games and the comic books, that's where you're going to get the people that go, it looks like cosplay. It looks like they didn't even, because that's exactly what it looks like. I think today, if Scooby-Doo live action, the movie, if we had the Scooby-Doo movie today with that same cast and this photo, where's that photo? The photo of all of them, and that photo of them in front of the bus. Let's see. Try and get that photo, because I think that was like the first photo that released online when they were originally announced. If they put out like basically like this photo when the movie first got announced, bro, everybody would be dogpiling on this. They'd be saying it looks cheap, it looks cosplay. What couldn't they do it? Shaggy just wears a green shirt and brown pants. Yes, but we don't say that now because we grew up with this and this is iconic to us. But admittedly, this photo was released in today, it would be getting just as much hate as the God of War photo because it's just exactly what it looks like. So, in my mind, I think it looks fine. I think, Kratos, yeah, let's see. What does he look like in the videos? Video games, God of War. I know he's a big guy and he's got big muscles, but I don't think people realize there is a trade-off with that. You know how hard it is to find like a guy that genuinely has this body build, this body build that you see of Kratos, this exact body build, muscle, and all that, but also is a good actor. That is impossible to, it's like so hard to find. It's one or the other, right? It's like you either get the guy for the muscles and you make him shut up the whole movie because he can't act, or you get a guy that can try to match the muscles. It's not going to be great, but the acting ability will make up for it, and hopefully that lets go. Someone's saying The Rock. Okay, no, I love you. The Rock would not have, you seriously tell me with a straight face The Rock would have been a good Kratos? I've seen enough of God of War to know that this Kratos with his accent, his vibe, his come on now. The Rock could have had the stature, but he would have not have pulled him off. Jason Momoa, I no. He's basically would be Lobo. Like, come on, little guy. Triple H, yeah. Fuck. So to me, I don't hate it. Again, that's not someone who has a huge attachment to it. I think it looks fine. It works. And also, I think you need to keep in mind, this is a photography still. This isn't an actual shot of the show. The camera is off to the side. This is somebody with, like, I don't know, a Canon or a Sony just taking a picture. So this isn't even with the actual color grading, the actual look, the actual cinematography involved with it. This is just an on-set photo. And so it's going to look completely different in actual on camera with all the effects and everything involved with it. I don't see a reason to complain, and we'll complain whenever. The other thing too is, like, remember freaking what was his name? Oh, jeez, Quicksilver in Days of Future Past. Like, that's my go-to. In what a horrible costume, dude. Nah, best scene of that movie, awesome. But come on, that costume was poo-pooey. That hairstyle, like, that's some Party City spray that you buy real quick and then go to the Halloween party. Awful look. Cool character, completely makes you forget about the costume. I know I'm going to have some defenders on there. I know some people are going to start in the chat going, I actually kind of like that look. I don't know. I thought he actually looked great, Chris. It was the 90s, Chris. So it's going to... No. Okay. But yeah, you guys let me know. All right. Let's see. We'll see how it turns out. I hope it's good, and I just can't wait to play the remastered trilogy. All right, let's talk about this Paramount deal. Oh my goodness. I can't believe it, guys. Over the last couple of days, we have seen Netflix back out of the Warner Brothers deal. What was happening? This was just in the last 2 days. So it seemed very likely that that Netflix was going to purchase Warner Brothers. They were going to get it. And you know what? As weird as it sounded, I was actually hopeful that Netflix would get it because they were going to keep Warner Brothers intact. They were going to get into the movie theater industry, and I think that would have done a lot of saving. I think with the new deal, we just created an enemy wanting to destroy theaters even more, because with this deal, Netflix would have had a hand in the theater industry, so then they would have had a motivation to keep theaters alive because it is only promoting and helping out their Netflix movies. There's been studies, movies that go to theaters and then end up on streaming perform way better than movies that just get dumped. Now, of course, there are exceptions and things like K-pop Demon Hunters, but 9 times out of 10, goes to theaters, people are aware of it, see it on Netflix, it adds value and high. So I thought this could be the route to go. This would be nice. They're promising to keep the window long. Well, Paramount went in and sweetened up their deal, decided they found so much more money. I think it's $110 billion. $110 billion is the counter offer they made. They put it in. Netflix said, yeah, we're not matching that. We're not trying to go over that, because at that point, it is no longer financially sound to buy you. So goodbye, Warner Brothers. Paramount can have you. And Paramount has now essentially won, and things are going in place for Paramount to own Warner Brothers. Now, if you're someone a little lost, because don't worry, I am too on some of this stuff. I did all the research I could right beforehand, so I'm going to give you the best information on what this means now, some of the things that are going to be happening, and why there's a lot of people who are thinking, this is bad. This is not good news. This is bad. And maybe we're overreacting, but as of right now on paper, it looks bad. Okay, one of the top things with this Paramount, when Netflix was going to buy Warner Brothers, Netflix was going to keep Warner Brothers the way they were because they are only a streaming company. They have streaming employees. They need to keep all the Warner Brother employees because they don't know anything about the theater business. So Warner Brothers was going to stay and all those jobs were still going to remain, and that was going to operate on its own. Paramount buying Warner Brothers, it is now two studios combining, meaning a lot of Warner Brother employees are about to get fired and let go, and we are about to get less movies. We're about to get less creative freedom because now these two giant studios have become one. They did promise in their deal that they would still make up to 30 movies a year, okay? But with the way Paramount has been going lately, it'll only mainly be IP movies. It's not going to be anything original. It's going to be sequels, remakes, reboots. It's all going to be stuff that hopefully guarantees money because it's a familiar brand. So get ready for that. They still promise theatrical window, so theaters look to be safe in that regard. So there's that. The other thing that I thought was crazy about this is with this, they would then eliminate HBO Max as a brand and merge that streaming service with Paramount Plus. Bro, that is like if Tubi bought Netflix and instead of just having the Tubi library join Netflix, they're like, Netflix, you're Tubi now. Who? Netflix is this big brand. HBO Max or just HBO is a big recognizable brand that is that holds a standard, a sign of quality. You see the HBO branding in front of a show, you're like, it's probably going to cook. It's probably going to be a good show. And you're going to let that go just so it can be on your Paramount Plus? How many of you actually have Paramount Plus? I have it because this is my job and I have all the streaming services. But I don't know. I literally the only thing I think I watch on it is George and Mandy. Yeah, I watched the Young Sheldon spinoff. So what? Sue me. And so, okay, all the chat's going, I do. But admittedly, don't you think if any of them is going to be eliminated and merged into one, it should be Paramount Plus's library going into HBO? You just bought this company, or you're about to buy this company for its value, its assets. The name HBO holds way more value. I bet has way more subscribers than Paramount Plus does. I'm sorry, by default, you get rid of this Paramount Plus and you become HBO Max. That's just the way it goes. 30-year-old man, by the way. HBO is a bigger brand. I agree. So there's that. With the deal, and that's something Paramount put out. That's not speculation, that's not rumor, that's what Paramount said they will do. They will merge HBO with Paramount Plus. So maybe at the end of the day it could be like the way Disney Plus has Hulu now in the system, so maybe there'll be an HBO tab. That could be a thing, but I still think it makes more sense to just put the Paramount Plus stuff in HBO. Whatever, there's that, right? Okay, there's then the obvious really bad part about this that I know people don't want to talk about and they roll their eyes, but the company David Ellison has a real big horn dog for Trump and the Republican Party, and that has been a scary part because I was reading articles and I was seeing it's not that people are afraid they're going to control their movies, which they're already doing. They announced Rush Hour 4. We are getting it. It's going to be directed by known sexual predator Brett Ratner, and part of the movie will be set in the Middle East because they have been funding this. Already affecting the media we have, okay? But with that, it's not about that. It's about the news stations because Warner Brothers has CNN. Trump don't like CNN. Republicans don't like CNN. They want to own one of the biggest networks, and they already have CBS, other networks combining it. That's one of the reasons this deal might not go through because, again, we're about to go through 8 months of legals, lawyers, the state, and the Department of Justice, all looking at reasons for why maybe this isn't a good idea. It's a monopoly. It's too much of a control of power. And this big news media conglomerate would be a problem. And again, I'm not even talking about in the sense that it's like, Chris, you don't like Trump, whatever. He's not that bad. Okay, they have said it. How did the Ellisons get this much money? From a big benefactor in Saudi Arabia. I'll pull up the article right now if you don't believe me. They got the money from the Middle East. And I'm trying to be fair to all countries because I don't want to just stereotype and say this place bad, we shouldn't listen to this place. But you think about the hypocrisy with like TikTok and the reason Trump forced TikTok to sell their American assets to an American company because we don't want China spying. Well, Saudi Arabia, a Middle East country, now is part owner or part hand in our news, in our media. I'm sure they're only going to tell us about dogs and trees and things like that. Literally right to the source of being able to control. Like, come on now. Like, come on, guys. So here we have, according to reports, Paramount deal has been made possible in large part thanks to equity from Qatar, Abu Dhabi, and Saudi Arabia. Middle East money is already flowing freely through global entertainment and media, but many are wondering what strings will be attached to the latest and biggest U.S. media investment. These weren't charity donations. Exactly. These are important questions to be asking, said one studio vet based overseas. We may never know the answers, but the idea that the Middle East sovereigns will own a large piece of the U.S. and global media is shocking. We're just in an all to after a year plus of Trump's madness. So again, it is just hypocritical and weird. We had to make TikTok do this because we're afraid China's controlling us by making me watch girls twerk on TikTok. Oh, they had me all right, let me tell you. But here, they can have our news station. They can have our actual line of information. Yeah, to me, that doesn't sound great. That sounds like bad, right? So there's that worry. There's that fear into it. If I want to try to look at anything positively, to me, it's just, again, theaters seem to be safe because it's in the hands of a studio. As much as I wanted to believe that Netflix did have good intentions, at the end of the day, you don't know. Netflix could have played nice and done the theater game for like 2-3 years. They pretended that all their movies flop and go, yeah, theater isn't working for us. In fact, we're not doing this anymore. All of the Warner Brothers stuff, just streaming and that, like they could have easily have done that. Don't even talk about DC Studios because I can't believe it. I can't believe this keeps happening with every time Warner Brothers gets bought out. It is the end of a universe. And I don't know if I'm exaggerating. I am the first to say and go, guys, chill. James Gunn is in charge. Okay, maybe there's a few things I don't like, but I still want James Gunn to be in charge. I want to see his plan, his movies. I think he's got a good deal. With this going on, James Gunn was very outspoken. You guys see he's online all the time. He don't like Trump. He don't like that party. To have those guys be his boss and tell him what to do, when James Gunn's contract ends in spring of 2027, I don't see why Gunn would renew. Maybe he has a change of heart. He's gotten a lot less vocal politically. He'll get very vocal about things going on in DC, but maybe he'll play like when Coyote vs. Acme. He was very quiet about that stuff, and that's because those are his bosses. Those are his people. So he's become complicit in some areas, and at the end of the day, I can't blame him. Imagine the check they're giving him. He just wants to do his job and stay away from the drama, whatever. But to me, it sounds like with this, James Gunn is basically out the door. Not because Paramount will fire him. If he keeps doing a good job and like Man of Tomorrow's good, Supergirl does well, Clayface does well, they're just going to let him stay if he wants. Also, though, if those movies don't do good, it's a bigger chance he will get fired because the Ellisons right now in Paramount is very much, we can't afford risks. We can't afford flops. They need to be doing good. And he'll go. Now, does that mean he'll go back to Marvel? That's what some people we're talking about. Like right now, someone in the chat's going, Guardians of the Galaxy 4? I don't know. I think James is still very hurt by what Disney did to him. I don't think he would run back. I think he would just either start going back to being a director and working on solo movies, original ideas, maybe other IPs, or maybe, I don't know, what Universal wants someone to handle their IP department, and they give James Gunn a sort of similar job that he had at DC Studios, but with other things, right? That's something that they could offer him now. So we'll see. We'll see all how this goes. I also want to be very honest. It's doom and gloom, and you see a lot of people online saying this is the end. This is off to terrible things. We could all just be uh, overthinking it, overthinking it's bad. Maybe at the end of the day, they're just getting sweet with Trump and Republican Party because it's the only way the deal will go through. It's like, hey, if you're nice to me, then maybe you'll push my deal through. That could be a possibility in that thing. All the movies they make could still end up being good and don't have this weird agenda or don't feel like they're actually being voiced by a different country that, it's like, we don't know. It could all be exaggerating, but right now, these are the things on the table. This is the stuff people are worried about, things that could happen. We'll see how it goes. We're not going to see the effects of this for years. Even when the deal is finalized, which would be like at the end of this year or beginning of next year, well, then they have to figure out merging. They have to figure out what to do there and then start putting plans in place. It's not till like 2029 or 2030 we will actually see what it feels like. Think about how long it took for Disney and Fox for us to actually see the repercussions of that merger, right? Nowadays we got Alien Romulus and Predator Badlands, and we got the kind of cool things going on there where like people thought that was doom and gloom. Disney shouldn't own everything, and I'm like, I don't think it's turning out as bad as we thought. We'll see. We shall see. Yeah. Let me see here. Well, all right. Good stuff, guys. Yeah, I'm sorry. I don't mean to, but when politics or things going on directly affect what is happening, we can't just pretend and ignore it. We got to bring it up. And I'm just bringing it up. If you're someone that just doesn't fear the whole Trump thing, that's good. You're happy with this. Don't. But me, I'm just being honest about what I'm seeing. So you guys let me know. And we'll see what ends up happening, man. We'll see what ends up happening. And well, speaking of Paramount, let's see then what other creative choices they have, because let's talk about this G.I. Joe movie that just got announced that I'm like, oh, this is the future, man. This is the future. So, it got revealed here, officially, that Deadline says 2 different G.I. Joe movies in early works at Paramount between Danny McBride and Max Landis. Now, okay, if you don't know the name Max Landis, you have most definitely have seen something he's made because he was a very popular screenwriter or someone that was gotten a lot. My favorite Max Landis movie is Chronicle. I think that's where he peaked, and I haven't really seen anything since that he's done better. But he is the writer of Chronicle, and I am not going to discount that because I freaking love Chronicle. It's one of my favorite movies of all time. That movie's awesome. But then he did things like Bright, Shadow, and Cloud. But you're not going to see a lot of Max Landis movies after the year 2020 because he was found, he was accused during the Me Too era from 8 different women that he was both, that he was mentally and physically abusive. And it's one of the reasons he hasn't been working in the industry since. Paramount has shown they don't care if you're a horrible person. If you're the devil, you got a good script, get over here. Proof in point, Brett Ratner coming back for Rush Hour 4, and someone who has a history of abusing women. Yeah, let's let them write this. Now, the crazier part about this, okay, let's just say you don't even care and you think Max Landis is innocent. That's fine. That's up to you, you know. Look at this of what they're doing. So they have it here. Landis was accused. Yes, Landis was accused of multiple women, sexual abuse between 2017 and his managing company and all that. Okay, there's a big fandom, this and that. Trying to find the exact part here. Okay, let's go to discussing films because they are the ones that have it. This is what they want to do with this G.I. Joe movie, and I just was like, I was stunned. It says here, Max Landis and Danny McBride are writing separate scripts, and then Paramount plans to blend the 2 scripts into one film. How do you openly just say that's your plan? How is that the way you start your supposed franchise, your IP that I do think G.I. Joe has potential to be a moneymaker if you give it to the right person? How is that? Isn't that like always like a common, before people used to, because now today, the only thing people say is, oh, that movie was AI. Feels like an AI script. Like that's the common thing. Okay, before AI was a thing, one of the common things people would say is like, feels like the studio had a script for this, a script for that, and they went, can we combine them? That was a thing people said all the time. They're literally doing the thing people complain about. How do you think that's a good idea? Let's have you write a completely different story that has arcs, thematic elements, characters, set pieces. We're going to then tear that apart with this script that also has different arcs, characters, thematic pieces. I'm sure it'll just work. It'll be fine. What? Like, why is that? Is that what they're planning to do? Oh man, at least it's GI Joe, but man, this gives you a sign of what Paramount is trying to do. You're gonna see it become a doorway for people who have been canceled, and the reason that they'll take them is because they're cheap. They don't care what you've been accused of. They care you now have no other option. You might be a terrible person, but you have decent writing skills. You take pennies at the dollar. Come with us, because we just spent a lot of money trying to buy Warner Brothers, so we don't got much to offer you, man, and you're gonna accept it. That's what they're doing. That's the plan. So you're gonna see a lot more of this. We saw it with Brett Ratner, Max Landis, people who have been canceled. They're just gonna start being funneled and taken to Paramount because they're gonna be cheap. They're gonna have no other option. Oh man, it's just bad. It's just incredible to see what's happening. But hey, at the end of the day, like with anything, I'm gonna give this movie a shot. I'm gonna end up watching it. Danny McBride also worked on the Halloween trilogy with Blumhouse. He was a co-writer on those. I think he more co-wrote 2018, which is the one I think people end up liking most. So maybe Danny McBride actually has some solid ideas or things that could go there. I'm not sure. I actually think Danny McBride is funny. Uh, I'm very curious which ideas were his in the Halloween trilogy. That's what I'd like to know. But hey, who knows? To me, I always think G.I. Joe does have the potential, and it's funny that they teased a G.I. Joe Transformers movie, and now it looks like we're not even going to get that. It's like, what happened to that movie? It's just not happening? We're just going straight G.I. Joe? Okay, we'll see. We'll see. Um, yeah, you guys let me know how you feel about Paramount's plan in doing this. Okay, now let's just get happy and let's prove that we can't get offended and be okay with everything going on. With the release of Scream 7, Scary Movie 6 has premiered their trailer in front of it. And oh my goodness, guys, I haven't laughed this hard at a trailer in such a long time. It is going to be released on Monday. That's when I plan to do a video on the main channel. We're going to do a full deep dive into the Easter eggs, things they're making fun of, little things here and there that I've been hearing. Right now, I just want to give you my general reaction. I won't dive too deep into everything about the trailer because, again, I want to save some of that for the actual video with footage. I'm not going to look for the full trailer just because, as you see right now, they are copy striking it. They're taking it down. But look, here we have photos of it going down, and they have Megan in there. Okay, thoughts overall, love the trailer. I was laughing my butt off, huge smile on my face. Something was unlocked in my childhood, and I could not have been happier that this movie's coming out, and it looks like they might have actually delivered. Okay, I had a little bit of skepticism because I like Marlon Wayans, and I don't think it's a bad movie. It's enjoyable, but it's no scary movie. He did these other close to scary movies called Haunted House. Some of you guys might have seen it. Now, I do think it's funny. But like I said, it is no scary movie in terms of its parodying, in terms of the way it's delivered, but it's a decent dumb time. That's kind of what I feared with Jesus. Hey, me next, Mar. Tag me in, coach. I'll risk the splinters. And so I was afraid maybe it would feel like that. It'd feel like Temu trying too hard. Their glory day is over. They don't have it anymore. Sadly, they tried, but they're just not knocking it. To me, this trailer let me know movie's going to be a fun time. Movie's actually going to be hilarious. All the Easter eggs, there's actually enough things that they can parody and make fun of because all the different references to like that Get Out, Sinners, the Substance, the template of using the new Scream trilogy, I think is going to work in their favor because the trailer literally is just pulling stuff from Scream 6 and Scream 5. It looks so good. It looks so good. Okay. I do want to talk about one controversy going on because there are some people already mad, and I have a thought on this. Maybe you guys will see my point. Maybe you guys don't. Look at this: Jamie Lee Curtis and Ma. Don't let me drink alone. Okay, one of the things they promised with Scary Movie 6 is they're not going to hold back. They're not going to worry about whether they're offensive or not. If they got a funny joke, they're going to do it and all that. And already there are people offended. The trailer opens up with a very strong joke that I knew was not going to go over well to the people who saw it. Freaking girl with the balls. To the people who saw it, but it starts off with them making fun of Mindy's character from Scream, uh, where that character in the movie is literally called DEI, which, if you know what that means, you know what that means. Her name is going to be DEI in the movie, and it's the scene where she's on the subway here in Scream 6, and Ghostface shows up. He's back. The Eminem song comes on, stabs her, and someone goes, "Oh, he just stabbed her," and she yells, "Her, my pronouns are they, them," and all that and stuff like that. Now, my theater laughed. I admittedly kind of rolled my eyes. Not for the reasons you think. It's not because I'm like, "Oh, you shouldn't make jokes about pronouns. You shouldn't." That's a sensitive thing. Stay away from that, okay? To me, I rolled my eyes and I was like, dude, that joke is like so 2016. Like, when pronouns started becoming a topic of conversation, you had the most unfunny comedians get on stage for years going, "My pronouns are hand me a beer." My pronouns, God bless America. And it's just like, so to me, I rolled my eyes because I was like, "Oh, a pronoun joke, that's the best you got right now." But it made those other people laugh. And to me, Marlon Wayans has a trans son. I don't know if you guys know that. And he is pro LGBTQ. It is showing nobody's off limits. And I think it was perfectly fine. The joke could have been better. But like I said, some people laughed. Some people found it funny. I don't think you should be canceling or getting upset with the movie over that, because all's fair game. So on the flip side of that, you want me to be honest with you? There is another joke in the movie, in the trailer. It was when Cindy comes and meets Regina Hall again, and she's like, "Oh, haven't seen you in a while." And she's like, "I want to hug you, but I'm Republican now, so I'm supposed to be racist." Oh, dude, the howl I let out in the theater. Oh, dude, my theater. That was so funny to me. I love that they went there, but you know what else? A Republican being racist is older than a pronouns joke. I mean, that goes back to George Bush days, 2005, 2003. That joke is so outdated, but they did it and I laughed. We just got different senses of humor. To me, that is just as much. So I'm glad everybody's getting taken a shot at. I'm glad they're not holding back. They're not being sensitive. I think anybody who is like, "Oh, the movie's already transphobic. The movie's already this." There's a lot of homophobic jokes in the first Scary Movie, and I'm laughing my butt off at all of those, okay? Because at the end of the day, the movie is just dumb humor. The Naked Gun can be clever parody humor. Scary Movie is lowbrow fart, cheap humor meant to kind of poke at you, but it's not being intentionally offending for shock value, and that's what I was afraid of. So to me, I loved it. I thought it was hilarious and all this. Someone said, "Oh, dude, yes." Dude, the freaking gay. God, what is this character? They made him gay again. I love it, dude. Oh, what was his name in the movie? I've already forgot. I know it's Shorty. And Sean, Sean is still in the movie? That was such a funny joke. Ray, dude, Ray and his his gay humor in the first movie. I am so glad that they brought that back. And again, that's something we'll dive into, but that was the funniest joke in there. He's like, "I'm coming in, want to party, do some half gay shit." Why just half gay? I'll go full gay for you, Ray. Let's do it. I'm loving it, dude. I cannot wait. Movie seems like it's everything up my alley. Yeah, we're gonna talk about all the Easter eggs and connections and things in the background and what they're making fun of and things that I'm seeing. So yeah, but you guys let me know. Do you disagree with me that some things should be off limits? To me, my thing is nothing is off limits, but make an actual joke. Don't just do it for offense. And I think there was a joke in the pronoun thing because this lady is fearful of your life, wanting to help you, but you're so leaning into your social justiceness, you can't even accept the help. You just want to hate somebody over something. That's the joke there. It's not the pronoun. It's that some people take their activism too far, that they already alienate other people. So I'm like, that works as a joke. I just didn't find it that funny. Republican one I found hilarious, but that's just me. So you guys let me know. You guys let me know. All right. Let's talk about the next thing here. Okay, talking about some Spider-Man. Da-na-na, da-da-da. All right. The cat's out of the bag, guys. It's pretty much been said. One of the more reliable sources online has finally just said it. One of the people I trust more and don't think they're just lying for the sake of lying. Cryptic HD here, they came out and just said that Sadie Sink is going to be playing Jean Grey. Right here it says she's Jean Grey. There it is. It's done. I know it's been rumored and speculated since the beginning. If I want to be honest, I think the first person that called it, but it was iffy because he's iffy source sometimes, is Jeff Snyder. But also John Roca was also one of them. And John Roca was like the original source when they told us that Punisher and Hulk were in the movie back when I didn't believe it. And so it's just looking like that. Okay. At the end, it's just, she's Jean Grey. And I do think it is so odd to introduce Jean Grey, an X-Men character like that, in a Spider-Man movie. And I was like, she's Grey Jeans. That's a good one. That's a good one. Dude, for the corner of my eye, I swore there was a ghost face standing there. I just got scared. Anyways, so okay, let's talk about that and how that works. Now, the parts I like about maybe her being Sadie Sink, other than the big theory we'll get into in a sec, is it's entering into the phase of the X-Men, and X-Men is going to be the big thing that the MCU does after Secret Wars. And so maybe it's smart of them to introduce it in a Spider-Man movie, a movie that they know will not underperform, will not do badly, because it's Spider-Man, and Spider-Man movies do great. Last one almost made $2 billion. This one will definitely cross $1 billion. A lot of people see it. So if Marvel can start their X-Men hype train through Spider-Man, they're going to do it. I don't agree with that. So some of the synergy part that like bugs me with Spider-Man, because I want his stories to be told. But okay, we have that. I think the way then this is going to come out, and the theories I was seeing online, and I'm like, that makes sense. It's not just going to be Jean Grey, because she'll be able to read Peter's mind and see, oh, you put this spell and your friends don't know who you are and this, all that. We have our answer to how they're going to reverse the spell on Ned and MJ. That's the thing I was most wondering. We know they're going to reverse the spell on Ned and MJ. We know they're not going to be forgetting Peter the entire time, whether it happens in this movie or the next movie. To me now, it definitely seems like in this movie, because it's going to be what Jean has done for Logan in the X-Men movies. Give him back his memories. Do you remember that scene in like what was it? Was it Apocalypse? Logan, X-Men Apocalypse. Please don't show his wiener. X-Men Logan Apocalypse. There was that scene, right, where it's like he just got out of the weapon program. He has amnesia, and Jean goes up to him and gives him back his memories. She literally goes up to him and gives him that. That's what Jean is doing to Zendaya and Ned. That's MJ and Ned. They're getting the Jean Grey. I think we solved it, boys. I don't know that for a fact. That's not something that's floating around. To me, I'm just like, oh, that's how they do it then. Because I was like, how do you reverse the spell while also not reversing it for the rest of the world? Because I don't think Peter wants the whole world to know, just like Quentin Beck, Mysterio, let the world know he's Peter Parker. How do we just let MJ and Ned? You know, my theory for the biggest time was that it's true love's kiss, right? That Peter was going to have to kiss MJ, and then he was going to have to kiss Ned. Just... Why is his kiss longer? Don't ask questions. I think so. So to me, then that's what happens. She might be at odds with him. She might be angry at him. There's things going on. And then by the end, because they're heroes and both good guys, They'll see eye to eye. They'll be good with one another, and then she'll be like, "Let me do you a favor. Let me let me give you something you probably want." And she does that then. But we'll see, also what her powers could do on the Hulk, because we know he's gonna go crazy. Is she gonna instigate the Hulk? That would be crazy. Play like a little mind game and take away Professor Hulk and make him go evil. That would be kind of weird. But then again, Jean has always been a character that tiptoes between good guy, bad guy, mainly because of the Phoenix Force, not out of her own will, but still. So that's what I think I see. That's what I think will end up happening then. It is still just wild to me, man. Can you imagine just a year ago with Spider-Man 4 and you're like, "Oh, that movie? Dude, has the Hulk, has the Punisher, Jean Grey in there. Spider-Man's getting organic webbing. He's gonna maybe turn into Man Spider." But it's a street level movie. So there's that. There's that. Okay, I'm letting Destin Daniel Cretton cook because I had no hope for Wonder Man, and that ended up being one of the best Disney Plus series. If it could be messy, it could would not be great, but I think at least directing wise, visually wise, action wise, he'll probably deliver something. I still have hope for this, but man, it's a lot of elements I wasn't expecting to be part of this movie, and I'm just like, okay, we'll see how it works. We'll see how it works. So yeah. Yeah, someone said this doesn't feel street level to me. I kind of agree, but maybe they all just talk on streets or something, you know? Yeah, someone said here, it's the MCU, bro. I don't care how many heroes there are. Yeah, that's true. But it also gives you a good age range. And this also explains because we heard Sadie Sink after this movie is still going to be like in Secret Wars, that she would have a future in the rest. And this makes sense. If she's Jean Grey, she's gonna be an X-Men. And we end now looking at her age range, Sadie Sink, we can figure the age range of like Storm, of Cyclops, Scott Summers, and all that stuff, and we'll see how it goes. But you guys see this? It's looking then. People are saying she's Jean Grey. Do you think then that's how Ned and MJ will get their memories back of Peter? Do you think this works? Is Spider-Man a little too overstuffed? Are you a little bit worried? Yeah, like me. I love Spider-Man. I'm still gonna like give the movie a big shot, but I'm definitely like, man, so just a lot of things I wasn't expecting to be there. But hey, I hope it's good, and I'm gonna convince myself it's good. So yeah. Will she be a variant though? That's another rumor, right? That like because of incursions, maybe she slipped into the MCU, so maybe she'll only be Jean from another world. But at the end of the day, with Secret Wars, all worlds are merging. So even if she is a variant, just by the end of Secret Wars, we're all going to be on the same Earth, just like the Fantastic Four. They were on their retro futuristic world. Come by the end of it, I'm thinking they're landing on MCU Earth, right? And staying there. But we'll see. We'll see how it goes. All right, let's. That was it, man. That was all the topics we had to discuss here. Trying to think of what else we could do here. A quick Reddit. I could do a quick Reddit before we go into some of the viewer submitted questions. What do we got here, dude? Okay, I need a. Whoever did this, I need you to stop posting this on my TikTok comments, man. Okay, I need y'all to understand. I never put this on my Instagram story. I never did this survey where it says who want me, and 100% people voted no. That is not something that happened. I showed this photo on stream through my phone one day saying, hey, look, this was me in my Subway days, as someone photoshopped this, and it's been plaguing my TikTok comments. And I showed my friend, he's like, when did you post it on your story? I'm like, no, why would I ever do that? Why would I ask who wants me? And if I did, it would be 100% yes. I just can't believe it. Because you had a totally missed opportunity to make... Dude, no, I wanted to. Don't get me wrong. I wanted to. That was... I'm not lying. That was the plan. What this fan is saying is... I should have had my ghost face move and do all this. I was so mad at the movie and everything, dude. I was like, no. I already had it planned. I had my friend who was going to come over, and during the review, Ghostface was going to move, and then at the end come and stab me and kill me. That's if I ended up loving the movie, but no. I was too mad to end up doing that. Dude, did you guys see John Campia's review? Dude, John Campia's review of Scream 7 is one of the funniest things. We're not going to watch the whole thing, but I need you guys to see something that he said, because the John Campia The John Campea memes are gonna get funnier now. You thought look closely at Tobey Maguire's was a bad thing? Let me show you this. Okay, so for one, let me show you his out of theater reaction.
That was one of the stupidest pieces of shit I've ever seen.
So that was his thoughts out of theater. And then I was like, oh, I can't wait to hear his rant. I want to know because maybe we'll share similar
Rob,
things. Okay, hopefully I find it, man. Because this is kind of a long review too.
It was the Final Destination Bloodlines of the. So bringing her back in 22, the first time in. That's how bad this movie is. I actually love IndieWire's headline on this. Unholy trinity woman. That for 22 years, unchanged.
I'm going to have to ask I think, does it not have it here? No. There's a moment where Campea, someone's got to find me the timestamp. He legit goes, I'd rather jerk off with sandpaper. Campea! What? When y'all find that timestamp, let me know. We'll play it. But I was like, huh? What did he say? He gonna do what? It's near the end. Oh man, see, yeah, and it's a 30-minute long review. You guys gonna have to tell me the time. You know what? Somebody probably already has it here.
Trinity now comprises of again.
No. How is there not a timestamp for that? Whenever y'all guys find it, let me know. 2021. Okay, someone said 2021.
Movie that like had a perfectly great relationship, and like Sydney brings up, wait a minute, and he lifted that 200-pound kid. The 200-pound kid was her son. Who in the two?
Someone said 13. That was not that. 13:45. Okay, let's see it. We're gonna get this. Because I was clay.
She's running, run. Whoo. Sydney, by the way, apparently does not skip cardio gay because she's like running 15 minutes. Whoo, I gotta get there. Gotta save my daughter.
Yeah, you guys are terrible with the timestamps, man. What the heck, man? We'll see. But you guys let me know. I just thought it was like campy. I was seeing that and I went. 5. Okay, the last timestamp I'm checking. That one sounds more. I remember it happening early on. 4:16. Okay.
Because none of you should go see this thing. None of you. I would rather jack off with sandpaper.
I know I have my crash outs on the channel, like when I review the Sony movies, of course, Scream. I had a crash out with Scream 6 with the Ghostface's reveal, but I find Campea's crash out so funny too, because he'll just say the most vulgar, crazy things.
None of you. I would rather jack off with sandpaper.
Oh man, that was wild, man. And it's crazy seeing all the other reviews. A lot of people, like Jeremy Johns didn't like it. Dan Murrell didn't like it. Killjoy Jake. I just watched Cody Leach's. He made up great points. He didn't like it. Ugh, man, it is bad. It was bad. Oh, dude. All right, let's move on here. Sony should remake Madam Web shot for shot. I'd rather jerk off with. I gotta make that a soundbite now. Hey Chris, any plans to attend South by Southwest screenings? And as you did with Together last year, they're playing Ready or Not, Obsession, and a whole lot more. Ooh. Now the only reason I went to the Together one is because they emailed me personally and they were like, "Hey, we like what you do. Would you want to see this?" And I was like, "Sure, why not?" And I ended up really liking Together. I don't think I'm gonna do a lot of traveling. I've already had to unfortunately say no to a lot of things, just because I got my little boy. It's the first year of my son. I kind of want to be close to him for the first year. A lot of beautiful things happening and just things I don't want to miss. I wouldn't feel good to leave him. Not to say other people who do that, because I know some people have events. And hey, if I get told Spider-Man brand new day, adios, son. I'll see you when you go to college. But probably not. Probably not. Probably not. All right, here. Let's see here. Do you think there will be more Dune movies after part 3? Oh, let me see. It's a possible. They're not going to be directed by Denis Villeneuve. That's going to be for sure. That's the part that's going to kind of suck if they continue. Not to say nobody could like match that level or try, but also the books at that point get so weird, so odd, and jump forward in the future, and things happen where I'm like, I don't even know if they'd be enjoyable movies. I know some book readers will tell me I'm wrong, but I don't know. So I'm gonna think no. I think no. Hi Chris. I had same mindset as you going to Scream 8, and I really liked it. I gave it an 8.5 out of 10. However, I do understand what you're saying about people overhating, overloving. Hey man, I'm glad you liked it. And again, to me, it's not like a Madam Web where I'm like completely avoid it. I get why some people would like it. It has gory kills. The Sydney and daughter stuff is good. And if you've just been attached to the franchise for Sydney, it does. Excuse me. It does enough stuff in there where you're like, oh, I like that, but I was so many other ones. I'm disappointed, but I'm glad you liked it that much, man. Hey, Chris, thanks for always being the man. Oh, appreciate you, appreciate you. Let's do 3 reels. Let's do reels. You have 3 tries. Oh my goodness, man. I don't know what it is, dude. Reels is always a lot more crazy. Oh, dude, I forgot to make that a topic. I got to talk about that in a sec. Let me bring that up here with you guys. Not record. We'll do a quick we'll do a quickie of the of reels just to see, because I know you guys like that segment, but man, I am always scared because reels be something else, y'all. Okay, let's get out of that. All right, stop share screening. All right, oh my bad. Share screen window. There we go. Add sound. Share. Okay. Connect. Oh, I have to type in. Good thing no one y'all say that. Okay. Okay. Let it go.
Happy birthday
Bro,
to you.
right out the gate.
Happy birthday.
Reels is a hellhole. There wasn't even a buffer. There wasn't even a warm up. I could be on my lunch break eating my Chick-fil-A and I'm just, all right, let's see what's on the reels, and bro's getting back shots. Again, I never scroll on. I'm sorry. Is it so loud? I don't know how to turn it down through my phone. Let's see. Is there a way to? How do I? Oh, I went back. Don't expose yourself, Chris. I'm so sorry of how loud it is, guys. I really don't want it to be that loud, but I don't know how else to turn it down. So we're about to go again. I'm gonna hit play. Sorry if it's that loud, but all right, let's go to the next reel.
How many sets do you got left?
I got like one more set left.
Let me help you.
I mean, yeah, sure. Wait, what are you doing?
I don't know why this is happening. I don't scroll on this app. I never do. And this, dude, if you're a Reels person over TikTok, buddy, hey, let me put my hand on your shoulder. Let's talk, dude. There is something not right with you, man. No way you are choosing this. I never see stuff like this on TikTok. In fact, we'll scroll my TikTok feed so you can get an idea of my actual algorithm. I kid you not. All right, last one, man, because there's no way. Please do not get any worse than this. Please, please. There's no way it could get this as bad. So, again, fair warning. I'm sorry again that it's loud. I don't mean it to be. Hang on, I'm trying to accidentally. Okay, here we go. All right. Oh, gee. Oh, I'm so sorry. Please forgive me. All right. All I want for Christmas is you. What the fuck? What the heck? No, I do never, dude. Anytime I get on this app, it is hell. It is. What is this? This thing has 354,000 likes. Is this real? My goodness, dude. No. All right, let's see what my TikTok looks like. Let's be honest, okay? Y'all want to see my actual algorithm? See this? Hopefully, again, sorry if it's too loud, but let's see my actual algorithm. Okay. This is my page. Go follow it, please. Okay.
You're a fan of the monster.
You
mean Anna Faris is
I'll hit refresh twice. That's an ad. That's not me. Okay, we'll hit one more time.
You know, we go way
Good
back.
Mythical
A
Morning.
lot of people don't know.
McKenna Grace. I like that. I follow them. I like Good Mythical Morning.
How many loans do you write each month?
A scene from a movie. I'm a movie guy. Of course. That pops up on my feed. This is an ad. Okay. I drink energy drinks, so I'm getting stuff for Kim Kardashian's new energy drink. Admittedly, I was talking about that with my lady. My phone hears everything I say, so it brought it up. That's why it's on my feed.
There are genuine human beings.
Resident Evil. I like video games. Thoughts on Resident Evil?
Costs too much.
Sponsored.
As a lover of the horror and gothic aesthetic, I
Talking about horror, Friday the 13th, books. Yes. And this didn't even have any likes or anything.
No, stop.
You're just trying to walk your dog skits. I'm a funny guy. My algorithm knows it. Knows I'm chill and cool like that. What's your... Oh, Juan, you opportunist. You knew what you were doing there. I hate you.
This is how easy it is to.
Action figures?
If you're in the market to buy a home, this may
News?
Ever wonder how a doll could...
When y'all see this movie, I'm like, that's it. That's the one.
What's my likes like? Okay, please. I'll even go as far as that to show you how good of a person I am. I'm actually kind of scared to show you my likes. Please don't be anything bad. Please don't. Please don't. But that's how transparent I'm willing to be with you. And don't make fun of me when a lot of the likes are just me liking my own stuff. Okay, it was Marlon Wayans. He just did this. This is funny.
Opening night of Scream 7. But really, it's opening night for the teaser.
I loved it. He just went
Scary.
into a theater to watch his trailer and left. Supporting my friends and stuff. Do you guys see this? Meat Canyon.
Hunter Hancock,
Meat Canyon called out the escape
also
pod.
known as Meat
So
Canyon.
This video was defending the escape pod. I like Meat Canyon, Papa Meat, but it was kind of funny how he just crapped on them. More people. Okay, this one is funny though. I have to pause it because it's music. That's funny. That's funny. That's funny. Not because of the feet. Not because of the feet. That's my sister. I'm not going to click on it because I don't want you perverts going to her profile. That's my sister. All right? Just going to say that. Good stuff. See, just all stuff. Just movies, people talking, Wuthering Heights reviews, things like that. Nothing crazy. Now you see who I am. All right. Reels, dude. I don't even know what that was, dude. Dude, I can't believe we got 3 awful reels back to back to back. That was, and again, I don't scroll on there, so it's a blank algorithm of just throwing random things and seeing what I like. You think I want to see AI Trump with boobs? Maybe. All right, let's move on. Never watching reels again. Oh, someone just said 3C lore. You know what? I do have a good piece of lore for you guys. In fact, let me bring, well, I don't want to show my, thing again. Okay, I do have this happened to me yesterday. This is real. Okay. I almost died. Something happened to me straight out of a horror movie. Maybe I'm hyping it up a little too much, but it was crazy. I can't believe this is actually something that happened to me. I was shocked. I was scared. I ordered food from a place I always order from. I get it like honestly once a week. It's a breakfast spot for days we don't want to cook breakfast and we just want to order in. They have a nice eggs and steak and eggs, so I order that. I get that. It's a good meal. I enjoy the place. Literally, we've been, like I said, once a week. We get it and we enjoyed it, no problems. So I'm eating my food. My little baby's asleep. My lady's next to me. We're just eating our food. I take a bite. I crunch down and what the heck? Oh, something poked the heck out of my gum and it was hard and metallic. I don't know if you guys could see it. I should probably put it on the screen. What you don't see, this is what I found in my food. Let me see if I can lower the brightness. I'll probably have to put it on the screen. A razor blade was in my food and I bit into it. I'm not kidding. This is the meal, just steak and eggs and fruit. It was there. I was like, no, like genuine. This my emotions, dude. I was like, what the? I was angry and maybe not violated is the right word, but I felt attacked. I was like, what the heck? What? I'm like, this is a place I order from all the time, and like, what if this went to my lady and she bit into it and things like that? Now, luckily, nothing in my mouth bled. It just like it nicked the my gum, but luckily I didn't bleed. It didn't cut through the skin, but it was enough where I felt it. I bit down, confidently, and I was like, oh, what the? I took it out, and I was like, what the? So I'm sitting there, right? I'm sitting there. I'm in awe. I'm in disbelief. I'm like, a freaking razor blade was in my. This is something out of the movies. I didn't know this stuff actually happens in real life. Like, this is like a myth for Halloween candy. This actually just happened to me. What do I do? And I'm like, do I get a lawyer? Am I supposed to take pictures? Am I going to get evidence? Like, what do I do? So what I did is obviously I asked for a refund and I sent the picture to DoorDash. They immediately gave me my food back. And I was like, I gotta take it a step further. Like, what if it's somebody at the restaurant effing around or doing this and other people are about to get razor blades in their food? So I was like, let me call the restaurant and let them know. And so I tell them, and and I'll tell you why. I'm like, I was like, hey, I'm not trying to get money. I'm not trying to make up, because I'm sure there's people who fake things like this. And I'm like, there's no way for them to know, especially since it was a DoorDash order. They could even say, well, what if it was your driver? What if you're just doing it to get money? But I started off going, hey, I can't believe this just happened to me, but there was a razor blade in the food you guys gave me. I'm not trying to get money. I'm not trying to strong arm you. I'm just like angry. I want an apology. I want to know what happened. And the guy was like, oh man, so send me photos of this. I'm so sorry. I can't believe that happened to you. And I sent him. And the guy, when I sent him the photo, he was like, oh, that's a piece of one of our vegetable choppers. It must have broke off. I'm so sorry. We'll get that taken off and we'll make sure it doesn't happen to anybody else. And that was the end that I heard from them. But I was still like, that doesn't feel like it should be the end. Should I get a lawyer? Should I like Better Call Saul this? Am I entitled to some money here? Because why not? I could buy me a nice set with that money, right? And some nice props for the set. I start looking into it. I Google it. Unfortunately, I would get nothing. When Googling and looking into it, because, hey, you go on Reddit, everything has happened to a guy. You could fall on a dog and he somehow goes inside your stomach. You put that on Reddit, somebody has gone through that. Okay? That's the magic of Reddit. So I looked it up and there was a bunch of lawyers and they said, unfortunately, unless you were seriously injured, you don't have grounds to sue. And I wasn't seriously injured. I didn't even bleed. It's just emotional shock, and you could sue maybe for emotional pain, but that's extremely hard to prove. They said the only thing you're entitled to is a refund for your money. You're not going to get much. You're not going to get much or anything if you try to sue. And I was like, how does that happen to me? And you know what my lady was like, well, how about you just put it in your mouth and cut yourself, and that would get something. I'm like, what did you just say to me? She's like, make the sacrifice for us. You want the money or not? So I just couldn't believe it, dude. That literally just happened to me the other day, and that whole day, that's all I thought about. There's a freaking razor blade in my food. That actually happened to me. That's real. I'm never going to shut up about that to people. I'm going to meet someone for the first time going, I'm Chris. Nice to meet you. I had a razor blade in my food once. Sir, this is an Arby's. Yeah, so don't put one in mine. I'll get the Baconator. Extra cheese, please. No razor blades. Craziness, man. Craziness. But there you go. Rank these B tier superheroes based off personal preference. Booster Gold, Plastic Man, Green Arrow, Dr. Fate, Raven, and you. Oh. Well, me at the bottom, because I'm not a hero, but thank you. And just personal preference, not who's stronger, who has better stories, who has better aura, just characters I like more. I'd honestly go Dr. Fate. I'm sorry. I know he's probably cool and has a lot of interesting stories. I just never got too hyped around him, you know. I'm a Doctor Strange guy now, all right? Then I'll probably go Green Arrow. Although I always thought Green Arrow was superior to Hawkeye. Hawkeye has the movie appearances, man, and the show. I know Green Arrow's got it, but hey. Then I would go Plastic Man. I think Plastic Man is like such a cool, funny character. I like the heist. Well, the fact he was a criminal and now he's a hero, and I think they can make a really good heist movie with Plastic Man. Just imagining someone with the powers of like Mr. Fantastic robbing a bank, what that would look like, you know. Oh, but he's the good guy, so maybe he's robbing like an important bomb or something, right? Raven. You know why. I'm not going to say why. You know why. Raven. And then Booster Gold. I think Booster Gold has a lot of potential. Goon Arrow. I swear if the Legend of Aang Last Airbender becomes a tax write-off and having finally wrapped production weeks ago, God forbid. I mean, luckily that hasn't become like a recurring thing. A lot of people thought whenever Warner Brothers did it with like Batgirl and Scoob, Holiday Haunt and all that, it would just be like, oh, every studio is going to do it now because they did it. Luckily, we haven't seen that. It might unfortunately be a thing where they could just probably sell it to another streaming service if they don't just want to dump it themselves. So you could see it end up like on Hulu, on Netflix, you know? Wolverine PS5 finally gets an official release date, and I can't wait, man. I'm so excited. I hope that's good. Hey, Chris, love seeing your stream. How long do you think Gunn will stay with Paramount? Or maybe he could take over Marvel after Feige leaves. Wild times are in love. Here you are. Again, to me, definitely a chance Gunn could leave once his contract is up just because of his personal preference and maybe he doesn't align in views. Or he's like, yeah, you know what, you guys, as long as I can do my own thing, fine, whatever. Maybe he'll stay. But I don't think he would go back to Marvel. Going back to Marvel would be like going back to an ex-girlfriend you had a bad relationship with. Sure, there was good times, but it ended badly. You're soured on that, and you're always going to think about that and not feel safe going back to them. Would I love him at Marvel? Sure. And maybe he could still direct it, but I don't think he's coming back in any sort of creative or Kevin Feige angle. The best thing that'll happen if Gunn leaves is he'll just go back to making his own kind of movie. So we'll get things like a Slither, but you know, more bigger budget and probably more backing behind them, or someone like a Universal or another studio will hire him as a head to handle their IPs or something like that creatively and do that. Rank the Scream movies. Ooh, you know what? I think I'll make that a YouTube short. I definitely do want to rank them, but I will give you a short. You know what? And probably because you're asking, I think 7 is at the bottom. I don't want to do that as shock value or this and that. To me, 3 was always at the bottom. Thinking about it, I feel like there's things I could just enjoy about 3 a lot more than what 7 brought. Scream 5 for Wes. Scream 5 for Wes. Scream 6 for the fans. 7 forever. Yeah. Match 13 is also Friday 13th. Do you think they saved an awesome announcement for them back-to-back months? Is crazy. I am surprised there wasn't like a crazy announcement. It'd be nice. I mean, this coming up March, I'd love to get some sort of Jason Universe announcement. What's going on? Thing going on with the video game, maybe even the TV show, just revealing something. It'd be nice to get a Friday 13th announcement on Friday 13th with how rare they pop up, you know? When can Junior Chris watch your favorite slashers? I don't know. I am thinking about that because I think I am gonna let him see certain R-rated movies like at a young age. But my biggest no-no is gonna be no nudity. No nudity has to be in the horror movie. So that eliminates a lot of them. Like a lot of the Friday the 13th movies then are off for grabs. That's stuff where I draw the line. Mutilating somebody, cutting their eyeballs, and taking off their arms, that's fine. Some titties. Sorry, son. That's where I draw the line. My dumb logic, but that's my decision. So I think like a lot of early Chucky movies, yes. I think I would like happily show him Child's Play 1 like at 8. The only scene I'm genuinely scared of him watching is the scene of the guy who gets electrocuted, because even I remember as a kid that scene like traumatized. That's a crazy scene. The guy in like who gets the shock thing, he's like and his eyes bleed out. Like that's a crazy scene to expose and be like, what you think about that? I got 5 Chucky dolls upstairs, son. Which one you want? So that's the one movie where I like maybe I'd cover his eyes and I'd let him watch the rest of it, because the rest of it isn't like that bloody or gory. Other than that, I don't know, because again, a lot of the Nightmare on Elm Street movies have nudity, so I'd like to wait till he's a little older. But there's, to me, again, if there's no nudity, overt sexual stuff in it, and it's just kills. And to me, I want to also be properly showing him some of these movies with context. I don't think I can just show him Scream 1 as one of his first horror movies. He's got to work his way up to that and understand why that movie was so, not revolutionary, why it was impactful. I think going into Scream would honestly kill his interest in other slasher movies, because that's commentating on things he's not aware of, on movies he's never seen, on things he doesn't know about the genre. So I have to like ease him into the genre. Then I can show him Scream so he can understand, or you know, be able to be like, oh, it's playing with the genre. That's a cool idea, Dad. You know, Holy Glaze. Okay. But yeah, so there's some, I think that's just kind of my main rule, and that goes for a lot of other movies too. But what about you guys? I'd love to know, if, especially later on in the comments or in that, if you're a parent, what's like your rule as for your kids to like, oh yeah, you'll let them see this R-rated movie as long as it doesn't have this. Hey Chris, I hope you're doing amazing this evening. My girlfriend just broke up with me. Low-key feeling like Spider-Man 2. Not gonna lie. Got any tips for moving on, or what should I do? Hey man, put on some good movies, dude. A good movie will get your mind off of it. Or honestly, right now, a good show. You've watched Pluribus yet? Pluribus is pretty good. We'll get on to From. From will keep you busy for a while. The only thing that heals this though is time, dude. Day by day, it's gonna get less painful. And there's going to be a day you look back and laugh, dude. That's the way it worked for me, and that's the only thing I can tell you. It is not my birthday. Can I get a happy birthday, though? Enjoy, bud. Spent $5 on you instead of my kids. Worth it, Papa. As you should, man. As you should. I'll take your kids for a weekend then, man. Yeah. The $5 could be my payment. Congrats on your baby boy. Any Mexican traditions you're excited to show him and pass on? Oh, I mean, like, I definitely am fearful because my Spanish isn't that great. My lady's Spanish is much better, but it's still not perfect. I'm second generation, so I'm a bit of a no sabo. Because although Spanish was my first language, and I grew up speaking Spanish for most of my life, up until 3, then I was here in the U.S., at that point, I learned English, and English became my main language, to where my inner monologue is in English. When I think of things, it's in English. When I want to speak Spanish, I'm translating my English thoughts into Spanish, and that leads to a lot of inconsistencies with my speech and my relatives making fun of me and things like that. So definitely want to be able to at least just show him Spanish, because I think it's just a useful thing to have, and I want him to be able to communicate with other relatives. But as far as like traditions go, Mexican dishes. I'm not the best cook. I'm a DoorDash whore, and I don't want him to be like his papa and be a DoorDash whore. So I do want to make it a priority to just make him Mexican dishes and things like that when I grew up. Things like that though. Do you want to see Kristen Wiig return as Lola Bunny? I wouldn't mind it. I liked her as the voice. I thought she had a good sense of humor. She's funny. I wouldn't mind it. I think it was getting obvious that Sadie was Jean Grey when it was reported she'd return in Secret Wars. Plus, it was rumored even before her casting. Yeah, you're right. I mean, it's been obvious, but now it's just like, why even pretend? It's pretty much what's going to happen, right? They did not show. Oh, dude, I heard that happen to some people, and I am so sorry. Luckily, you could search it on TikTok. I think it maybe even on Twitter. You'll see a rip of it. But yeah, I felt bad for some people who went to go see Scream. I keep wanting to flip those, and they didn't show the Scream. I would have been pissed if that happened to me, man. I would have been pissed. Not gonna lie, if Paramount has won the Warner Brothers war, I would love to see a DC and Sonic crossover movie, since they would not have. Yeah, just because. And you know, people think that they'll be like, "Oh, Transformers meets Superman." Just because they have the IP doesn't mean they will do it. Maybe they'll do like another Ready Player One movie or a Space Jam where it's like a mashup of things and have them in the background. But I don't know if they'll make a DC and Sonic movie. Maybe you'll just see Sonic wear a Batman shirt in Sonic 4, you know? Man, as a G.I. Joe fan, never can never win. Here's hoping upcoming Skybound Energon Universe animated series still gives us a good modern G.I. Joe. Oh yeah, that's in the works, and it's supposed to be kind of more mature, right? Hopefully that's good. Power Ranger news. Not that I know of, man. Unfortunately, I'm not too locked into the Power Rangers world. I think I do see some chatter sometimes. Disney's still working on their, like, I think, big budget TV show version. I'm curious to see if that turns out. Did you watch Malcolm in the Middle? I am rewatching. Yeah, dude. I won't say I watched every episode, but I watched a good handful. I loved it. You're not the boss, me now. You're not the. I do. I like it, and I do think, to me, that's like a show I would love to watch with my kid when he's just slightly older. Be like, this stuff's funny. But that never works. I think about like the shows my dad wanted me to watch that he liked, and I was always like, oh, "Why, Dad? I'm watching this right now. Yeah, who knows what he's gonna want to watch?" Jack Sparrow's son in Pirates 6 got debunked. Thoughts? Well, then that's fine. I thought it would be an interesting way to kind of keep the spirit of Jack Sparrow if they didn't want to fully bring him back. But all right, let's see what Margot Robbie does and what the plot is in the movie. Hey 3C, hope all is well. I was curious if the first Scream review on your channel is coming back. Man, I'm trying to. Unfortunately, Miramax has like copyrighted all of them, and any of the appeals and submits I've been sending are not. I could definitely let's see here. Maybe I'll open like a second channel, and in the comments section, because I'm not gonna get much views now, but people maybe want to see it. Maybe I'll put it on like unlisted on a separate, on like the clips channel or something, and just have the link in the comments section. That way you can watch it as long as you have the link, and hopefully they won't copyright it because it's not a public video. I'll try and do that. Do you think Disney will allow a PG-13 horror film under their castle? An inspiring filmmaker, I'd like to make a terrifying adaptation. They're defunct. No, I don't think under the Disney banner. No, like if you want it to be like have the Disney logo in front of the movie, not going to happen. The best you're going to be able to do is through the 20th Century logo, where they'll do that, right? Again, I say, but then again, when Deadpool Wolverine didn't have the Disney logo in front of it, right? It just had did it have the 20th Century logo, or what did it have in front of it? Maybe I'm wrong. It just had the Marvel logo. So, yeah, I think you're going to have a hard time even at PG-13. Thoughts on Jim Carrey's recent award? I did see a lot of people kind of talk about that, and I don't know too much about the award, but I was getting kind of odd vibes of like, what happened to Jim Carrey? Oh, I guess I'm going viral online. Please don't cancel me, y'all. Yeah, people are talking about this does not look like Jim Carrey. This does not sound like Jim Carrey. I'm happy he's got the award and he's in a different vibe, but I mean, it's things like this of why he wants to retire from acting, why he doesn't want to be in the spotlight. Too many people just so into his life, and things went on, and man, there's some interviews and speeches from Jim Carrey where it's like the industry really broke him, and he talks about like he was playing this false persona this whole time. He had to give up a part of who he really was to try and make it out there, and it's just crazy. I think it's just aging. It's just a bad angle, bad lighting. I don't believe in the conspiracies that oh, they replaced him. You know, there's conspiracies like that, and who knows, maybe someday things like that will get proven right. To me, with a lot of those kind of conspiracies, I'm always like, okay, but what would be the point of that? What are they doing with replacing Jim Carrey? Now we can make Sonic 5, guys. Yeah? I see it all the time. I'm like, what do you gain from somehow having the two-face technology to make a fake Jim Carrey? You know? Someone said replaced. Yeah, that's like a theory people have, because they like bring up his eyeballs and all this and be like, that's not Jim Carrey. That's somebody else. Yeah, see? I hate conspiracy theories, but these two aren't the same person. It's just age. Time gets us all. And honestly, I'm not trying to be rude. He might have just had some Botox. He might have had a little bit of work done. That's about it. I don't know. Someone said that's 3C Carry. Oh, thanks, guys. Alrighty then. Hey, Chris, just wanted to wish you all the best. Well, thank you. I wish you all the best, too. Scream 7 was bad, Reed the editor says. A movie everyone should go watch is Nirvana, the band, the show, the movie. I want to see it. I hear great things about that. And Reed, you texted me after you saw it. Comedy of the decade. It's my favorite movie of the year. Yeah, I'm definitely going to see it. I think I have to wait, though, till it lands on digital, just because none of my theaters right now are playing it. But yeah. Did you see that iShowSpeed did a stream with SML? Yeah, I'm sure because probably I have some younger fans in there, so it overlaps with SML or whatnot, but I never grew up on SML or know too much of him. I'm familiar with what he looks like and all that, and I did see a few clips of that. It's kind of funny, but it's not something I would like watch fully as a stream. But hey, funny for those who like that stuff, right? You hear Toby and Jack. I see this rumor. I don't believe it, man. No way. There is a rumor that that Tobey Maguire and Hugh Jackman die in Doomsday. No way. Dude, if you do that, I think what happens is maybe they like disappear for the movie in like a portal or a different realm, and they show back up in Battle World, or they show back up when all the worlds are combined. You open the movie with killing them, dude, you better earn that. No way you justify that. But I don't know. Some people, everybody's claiming that. I really don't want to believe that, because I'm like, that would make me, that'd be, not. I was excited to see like Toby and his world collapsing, fighting the X-Men. Okay, let's see that. That's a glorious opening for an Avenger movie. To end the opening scene with them dying? No. Oh, did I skip one here? Hot take. Glad that Netflix didn't get it to their second screenwriting. Imagine Warner Brothers with Netflix, a second screenwriting. Yeah, like I said, it's not like the Netflix deal was perfect. It just seemed like the lesser of two evils, a way for a lot of people to keep their jobs, and a way to motivate Netflix to keep theaters alive, because then they would have a hand in the industry. But again, what I was fearful of is Netflix could have just been playing us, could have just been, no, we're going to do it. We're going to play ball. And then 2-3 years down the line, they're like, didn't work, guys. Oh, well, everything on streaming now. That could have actually have happened, you know? No way. I love Georgie and Mandy. It's really funny. I agree. The first couple episodes took some getting used to with the new format, but I don't know, man. Maybe I'm an NPC, but Young Sheldon I enjoyed, and I kind of wanted to keep watching, and I like George and Mandy. It's a comfort show. I'm sorry, but Paramount Plus is booty, and the Legend of Aang movie should not be on P Plus exclusively over theatrical. Yeah. But I'm not trying to be rude. I know there's a big fan base. I don't know how much the movie would have made if it went theatrically. Maybe I'm wrong. Maybe it would have been a huge hit. Like you see the way these animes like Demon Slayer or Dragon Ball, when they have like 1 weekend, 2 weekend releases, maybe it would have had that same kind of love, but I don't know. Sup, Chris? Scary Movie 6 looks fun and can't wait to see it. Also, take it with a grain of salt, but it's been reported that FNAF 3 has been greenlit, and FNAF 3 is definitely happening. Like, how much did FNAF 2 make? It made enough money. And I mean, although I haven't exactly loved these movies, to me, I just need to see the Matthew Lillard one. I need to see him as Springtrap. Sorry. I think it probably made enough money that they're gonna justify it. Yeah, 238. Yeah, on a maybe $25-30 million budget max. They're happy with that. It's not as much as the first movie, but they're happy with that. It's enough to continue. So we'll get a third one. I don't know if we'll get a fourth one or what they'll do after that. They might put the franchise to rest for a bit. After everything that Paramount did to WB, why does W insist on agreeing to do this anyway? Money. If they actually have the money for $110 billion deal, all right. Like if let's say I'm selling my phone, right? This guy offers me 10, and this guy who I hate, despise, I want to punch his face, don't like it all, offers me 1,000. I might hate you, but you drive a hard bargain. Here you go, buddy. It's the way it goes. Disappointed with Killers. Should have been Stu. Yeah. I'd encourage everyone to take a break on the Paramount news. Media is all about supply and demand, and most TV and film are not mega. People still want great stories, and that won't change. Yeah, but again, it's not even about TV and film becoming MAGA. That's not the main concern. The main concern is that news will be predominantly run by MAGA. And let's be honest, with the way they run things and the way they censor things and shut down people, how is that the way you want stuff? Like I would be the exact same way if it was the other side. I'd be like, they shouldn't be. It should be an equal voices. I don't like, that other side, but they should be allowed to watch their shows and programs and news and it's the beauty of this country. After I saw Paramount bought WB, I pulled out my stocks so fast. Man, I wish I was smart enough to understand stocks. I tried getting into that GameStop stock when that was going on. I lost $20. I thought I was going to have a cameo in that movie or something, man. I'll be like, hey, I lost money on that. How about you put me in the movie? Come on, Paul Dano. James Gunn X-Men movie, dude, he'd probably cook. I actually would like to see a James Gunn X-Men movie, but he'd pick all the random mutants. He'd pick the mutants that have like 2 comic book appearances and be like, this guy whose power is to shower with his elbows. I could work with that. I could do something with that. You're under Vecna's curse. What song's saving you? There's some whores in this house. There's some whores in this house. There's some whores in this house. What? If you know, you know. No, but genuinely, I don't really have like a favorite song. I go through moods and vibes. Like, I still like songs I would listen to maybe like a couple years ago, but they're no longer on my current rotation. Bro, as a kid, by the way. I think something from Queen. I like Queen a lot. So let's go with Bohemian Rhapsody. I like that one. Did you see Jim Carrey's new look? Yeah, we just talked about that. If you had a beard, you would look like Cody Leach. Well, I don't think Cody Leach would appreciate that slander on him, okay? Cody has been hitting the gym and getting all slendered up. He wouldn't appreciate you saying that about him. I need to get me on that Cody Leach workout regimen. I was watching his Scream 7 review going, I never noticed how green Cody's eyes are. That's kind of crazy. We have green eyes also. Have you seen the new Gorilla music video? 9 minutes 2D animation from today. No. I definitely got to check that out. Can't watch the music video, copyright, but all right, I got to watch that. Didn't Steve-O voice Ghostface in Scary? Did he? I always wondered, who is the voice of Ghostface? Is the voice of Ghostface in Scary Movie? Who is that voice? That sounds pretty funny. Oh, it says it's Dave Sheardon. Well, that's the reveal of the first one, but who's actually the voice? Does he also do the voice? Maybe I'm wrong. Some of you guys can let me know. But that voice is pretty iconic. Even if it's in the parody. Bro, that Passenger trailer before was... Okay, I want to say something. I am looking forward to that movie, and that was a pretty effective trailer, but is it just me? But didn't that trailer have like a vibe like it was gonna be a Coca-Cola commercial or something? Maybe not a Coca-Cola commercial, but like when that trailer or clip for the movie first came on, I thought it was about to be like an ad for don't use your phone in the theater. I don't know why. Did anyone else kind of get like that vibe in terms of like I think it's because the actual clip when you see the movie is going to be longer and they just quickly paste it. So it didn't feel like an actual movie. It felt like something that was like trying to replicate a movie. I don't know. That's the vibe I thought. That's when I first saw it. Effective, and I want to see that movie Passenger. If you guys don't know, here, I'll pull it up. But dude, when I first saw that, I was like, is this like a ad to say don't, it's gonna end with saying like don't your phone or whatever. Passenger trailer. Okay, is it not released online? It's this one though. I can't watch too much of it, but it's this guy who has to go pee. They stop. He goes, and you're just like, what the heck, and all that. I thought like his phone was gonna go off, and a bear was gonna kill him, and it's gonna be like, don't use your phone. Still want to see the movie though. On behalf of the mod team, I have emailed you regarding a puzzling situation with the chat. Oh. Should we read out? Should we have a town hall meeting? Oh no, buddy. I need to give you guys you mods more love, man. You guys have been really good and on top of some stuff. Let me see now. Let me see. Dude, I have so many messages downloading. Okay, give me a sec. Give me a sec. Okay. Can I read it out? I'm gonna read it out loud for. Well, I'm gonna read it to myself. Then I'll see if I can share. Hello, Chris. I want to do. There's a viewer who frequently argues and says out of pocket things. The problem is we have. That is a tough situation. I don't think I can read it out loud. Here on the town hall, if there are disruption and it is ruining other people's experiences of the chat, unfortunately, ban. That's my final stance on that. Thank you for hitting me up, and I need to give you guys more respect. You guys do a lot. Thank you. X-Men movies start production after summer in 2026, so I feel they wanted an MCU X-Men character introduced earlier to make it feel more connected to the wider MCU. Yeah, definitely seems like a reason. Yeah, definitely seems like it. I want to see Scream 7 so good. Hey, man. Yeah, I'm not going to shame you. You guys know I hated what they did with Melissa Burra and Justice, but at the end of the day, I still wanted to go see the movie. I still went to go watch it, and I'm not going to shame you if you did. And if you walked out liking it, I applaud you. I definitely think you still need to be honest and criticize the things about this because I don't want Scream 8 to be this bad and keep getting worse, but I'm glad for the people who are liking it. I really hope Scream 8 is a lot better. What first lineup do you want to see for MCU X-Men? I mean, I think just like the original First Class, like the actual First Class. What was it? Is it? Let me see if I get it right. It's a Beast, Jean, Iceman, Cyclops, and Angel. First X-Men class comic. I think those are the original. I wouldn't mind them being kind of like the main ones. Please believe these guys, yeah? So it's Iceman, Beast, Jean Grey, Cyclops, Angel. Yeah, those are the original, I think. I'm trying to find... Yeah, here we go. Is the comic. Yeah, definitely want Iceman load. Unk got it. Yeah. Y'all think I don't know nothing. I wouldn't be surprised with all the stuff surrounding Paramount is enough for Jim Carrey to not want to return. Ooh. That's also a point I never thought of. Again, there's sometimes you could separate it because he has a close relationship with the writers and the people who work on those movies. So for him, it'd be working with them. But there is an integrity thing, and this would not be the first time. This would not be the first time Jim Carrey steps out of supporting a movie because of his beliefs. Jim Carrey is very open about not liking this administration, this president, and all that. And Jim Carrey is a man of integrity that way. And I remember the first time he did it, I was kind of like, oh, man, it was for Kick-Ass 2. Kick-Ass 2, I remember so excited that Jim Carrey was part of the movie. He was such a big fan of the first movie. But I think there was like a rise of violent things happening. Like, I don't know if there was school shootings or workplace shootings. There were some violent things happening, and Jim Carrey said, "I don't feel right being in a movie promoting this much violence and this and that." So he stepped away and he decided not to promote or talk about it. And I remember even the director in an interview was like, "I'm kind of surprised he did that. We had a good time on set. I had fun with him. I can't believe it." And yeah. So it wouldn't be the first time, and you're right. This might be this Paramount Warner Brothers merger might be why we lose Robotnik in Sonic 4 or 5. Thank you, mods. No spamming. Does Art the Clown look the same in the... No, in fact, I don't think my source can get mad. Please don't be upset. I told you guys I had photos. I hope he doesn't get mad. I'm just gonna show ones that you already saw in the trailer. No way he can get mad. But this was in the Scream 6 trailer. That's the photo I had. I couldn't share, unfortunately. But you see him in the trailer. It's out there. I don't see why they would get upset. But it is Ghostface, and it looks like they're making fun of the substance. And then the other one, and he looks exact. Here, I'll just zoom in because I don't want the whole thing. But like, this is the Art the Clown makeup in the here, let me lower my brightness more. This is the Art the Clown makeup in the Scary Movie 6 trailer. Pretty much is the exact same makeup. It's just not David Howard Thornton's face. Damien Leone already confirmed that. It's not David Howard Thornton. But yeah, I had a picture of it and all that, and that's what I was like. So that's what I talked about when I had the images. There's a couple of more of things that haven't been in the movie or shown in the trailer, so can't show those. But yeah, and I told you guys last time about the John Wick thing. There's the John Wick scene in the trailer. I could show you that. Although there's some dilios, some phallic objects. So just in case you're on the the living room TV and mom's cooking in the kitchen or something. I looked up 3C. Sorry. There we go. Okay. But here, ignoring this thing, she's wearing the John Wick wig and suit. And that's the John Wick parody I was told about. I told you guys that there would be a John Wick fight in the movie. There you go. The trailer showed it off a little. All right. Chris, any Pokemon, what is she holding? Or little bro just discovered life. Jane Wick. Chris, Chris, are you a Pokemon fan? Any 3C lore? I liked the Pokemon cartoon show. I never got into like the card collecting or even the Game Boy games. I'm not okay. Hey, this was me. We all had different taste. I always thought as a kid, I've changed my mind now because I get the appeal now. But as a kid, I thought the Pokemon games were boring. I gotta walk around grass and then fight a Pokemon, and I don't get to button mash like square X and actually fight. I have to select my attack and watch the animation. Again, I know I didn't see the ways, guys. I'm not saying that is my mindset now, but as a kid, that's why I remember I bought the Pokemon game for the Game Boy Advance, and I was like, oh, no, I'm just walking? I have to go to the hospital? I don't even know if I have insurance in the... What? Okay, I'm about to fight somebody. Attack. Sleep? What is this? Someone said unsubscribing. But there's a redemption arc. Eventually, you guys remember, I don't know how many of you guys remember, eventually the Game Boy Micro came out. Your boy had it. The Game Boy Micro. I had, let's see. I had the Game Boy Micro when that came out. It was literally just like a tiny little Game Boy. And I had it. And I still had the Pokemon game because I had my leftover, like my pocket of games. And I was like, you know, I didn't really like it. Maybe I need to give it a chance because so many people like this. And I had a lot of fun. I ended up liking it a lot more because I was older and I understood the mechanics and the collecting aspect. So I liked it, but that's about it. That's got it. A Game Boy Micro. Y'all don't know about the Game Boy Micro? Oh, I've hit Unk status. Game Boy Micro was dope. Was honestly a failed Nintendo thing, but I liked it. I just launched an Indiegogo page for the first indie feature film I'm directing. Could you please give me a shout out and maybe check out the page? It's called Ordinary Heroes, a documentary on Indiegogo. Okay. Well, there it is. Let's see here. Ordinary Heroes Indiegogo. There we go. Oh, cool. Is it about Mr. Rogers? I saw a Mr. Rogers thing in there. There it is, guys. I'm giving the shout out. I'll do more research on it. Please don't end up being a bad person like Spider Lotus. I'll get canceled. Top 5 movies of 2025 so far. I think my favorite movie so far of this year. Dang, which one is it? It might be 28 Years Later, Bone Temple. Right now is my favorite of the year so far. Why am I already forgetting what movies came out? But 28 Years Later, Bone Temple, I think is like number 1. 2025 movies. Oh, 2025. My dumb. I can't even get. But top 5 of 2025. Sorry, it's because his next question was 2026. Sorry, and so I mixed it up. I'm not wearing my glasses, guys. Leave me alone. 20. I have a whole video on that, buddy. You can go see that. It was Sinners, Sinners, One Battle After Another, Marty Supreme, and then I genuinely I think I lost it after that. I think it was like Frankenstein or Predator Badlands, but I know for sure those were my 3 top: Marty Supreme, One Battle After Another, and Sinners. I'm getting tired. No, I'm not getting. I'm awake. I'm gonna do some push-ups to show you how awake I am, buddy. Top 5 movies of 2026, most anticipated. Coyote vs. Acme is definitely one of them. I think for right now, Bone Temple is my favorite. I liked Send Help a lot. I had fun with it, even though it's pretty flawed. Right now, I'm not gonna say Scream 7 is the worst. I'm giving that to Strangers Chapter 3. That's still the worst movie of this year so far. I need to see Good Luck, Have Fun, Don't Die. I want to see that one. Have not seen that one. Oh, Goat was fun. That's probably number 2. I liked Goat. I thought that was nice. Then I'll do Send Help. Yeah. And I want to see that Nirvana movie that people talk about. What are your thoughts on Undertone? Oh, dude, yes. I want to see that. Looks like it's going to be terrifying and the scariest movie of the year. Yeah, so that premiered, I think, at Sundance. I think I saw Dan Murrell talk about it a little bit. He said he didn't like it as much as he wanted to, but he said everyone else in the room was really into it. But it looks good. It's a movie where, like, it's about these podcasters, and they get, like, some tapes sent in, and it's just, like, these frequency sounds, but I guess they're, like, unlocking supernatural entities, and it's supposed to be, like, extremely suspenseful. People who have seen it, they said like the last 20 minutes you were gonna have a heart attack with just the way it keeps you on the edge of your seat. So I can't wait. I hear it's good, and I think it was Blumhouse who bought it, or was it Neon or A24? It might have been A24. Did you see Variety article where David Ellison said Paramount 25 slate underperformed? Promised this year's slate with significant improvement. Their slate this year is yeah, but it's going to perform in a way where it's mainly going to be IPs, which at the end of the day, that kind of is my bread and butter for the channel, talking about movies you're familiar with to get views and clicks. Because again, if I make a movie about a video on a movie that no one's heard of, no clicks. So it does benefit me in that aspect. But hey, man, we want some original, nice movies too. Mickey Madison. Oh, Mikey. Is it pronounced Mikey? I keep saying Mickey. My bad. I keep saying Mickey. That's my bad. Mickey or Mikey? Mickey Madison. Mikey? Jonathan? Thank you. Mikey. I'll remember that. To me, Scream 7 was genuinely heartbreaking, and I knew you felt that. I didn't hate the movie, but hate that I didn't love it. Love you, Chris. I agree, man. Thank you for sending that. How would you write Daredevil or Doomsday and Secret Wars? Would you include Toby? Oh yeah, include Toby. I honestly don't know. I mean, Secret Wars should be like a battleground of old and new and future and all that, but dude, that is a heavy toll, and I'm just hearing great things about Doomsday. People are just saying like the movie actually seems like very epic and big, and that Secret Wars is actually a much simpler movie, but still very large in scale. So I can't wait. I honestly, I don't know how you would handle that. That's Kevin Feige, man. There's a reason he's the top honcho. Hey, Chris, thanks for your advice before about thumbnails. I made a new short about the best Spidey. Can you please check it out and I'll give you your thoughts? I'll check it out after stream, buddy. I will. Gekwa Gang. Gang Gang. Which Thanos line is your favorite? Oh, dude, the one I use all the time is, "Where did that bring you? Back to me." I use that all the time. Run from it. Hide from it. Destiny arrives all the same. Well, you want to see my... there's Thanos lines are just good, dude. What's some good ones? I'm sorry, little one. Hide from it. Whatever. I don't know it by heart. You get the gist of it. I can finally rest. Watch the sunrise on a peaceful universe. Perfectly balanced, as all things should be. Good stuff. Hey Chris, would you like to see some of my art? Yeah, man. Just tag me on the gram. Tag me on the gram. Don't tag me on no reels though. Scream 7 spoiler stream on Saturday? Question mark on Sunday? No, probably not. I'll just have the spoiler video posted tomorrow and we can have a discussion there. The only other Scream video I could think about making is a retrospective on the last 3 movies and some of the mistakes they made. But again, with how toxic and people are so sensitive about this movie and can't handle any criticism or praise, it just doesn't make it fun to want to talk about. Hey, Chris, what do you think about Terrordome film? Oh, dude, I'd love it, dude. Terrordome was my jam. I remember trying to play that all the time in the computer lab back in the day. Terrordome. Oh, well, we're talking about different. No, it is, right? Or am I thinking about something else? Yeah. Are you talking about this Terrordome or a different Terrordome? The one where you could play all slashers? How has this not been invented yet, dude? You know the money this would make if you made a Mortal Kombat style fighting game with all the slashers and their abilities? Dude, somebody's got to get on that, man. Stu should have been the killer. Matt acting carries. Nah, would have been. Batman, XTMNT, or Scooby-Doo live action would go crazy. Oh, yeah. We are getting Scooby live action, though, in the Netflix show. I can't wait to see the rest of that cast. Are you going to review on Monarch Season 2 soon? When most of the episodes drop. I did see the first episode. I liked it. I wish I had more stuff to say, but I like the direction it's headed in. It was cool to see Kong. We got some nice other monsters. I'm liking where the story's headed. I just don't have much more to say that. But I'll definitely talk about it when the whole season's up. I'm curious about this other Titan, you know? The one that they're setting up. You heard Spider-Man Brand New Day blonde neighbor rumor. I did, but I don't know if it's Gwen. I honestly, it literally just might be a neighbor with blonde hair. What's your favorite Godzilla movie? Probably -1. -1 is like the one that I was like, oh, this is Godzilla? What the hell? Any news on Winnie the Pooh Blood and Honey 3? I think they're filming this April. They're filming right now. Things are moving with that one. What franchise are you most excited to show Little 3C? Back to the Future. I hope he likes those movies. I hope he enjoys them. Definitely like the superhero movies. I like this Tobey Maguire Spider-Man. Dude, I'm gonna treat that day like I'm gonna treat that day like a holy day. I'm gonna be like, babe, I love you. There's no talking during this movie. Your phone is put away during this movie. The dogs, we have to go put them in some sort of daycare for a couple of hours because there could be no distractions, nothing. It's time for him to see Tobey Maguire Spider-Man. I'm gonna treat it like it's a baptism. It is that important to me that he gets the full theatrical experience. And I do have a nice big theater area in my home, so he's going to get it. Dude, imagine he hates it. No! He'd be like, I want to see Do-Rag Man. I don't know, but yeah, definitely Back to the Future, that one. Let's see, the Tobey Maguire movies. I think, you know, when he gets to the MCU, that'll be fun too, but that's going to be a giant marathon. The Rocky movies. I hope he likes Rocky. I love the Rocky movies, man. And those have such a dad energy. I really want to pass that dad energy with him, and I hope he likes them the way I like them. But I just fear with how old they look now compared to the media he'll consume. To him it'll be like watching a black and white movie and going, "Yeah, dad, boxing, oily guys fighting. Is there something you want to tell me, dad? What is this?" Uh Do you think Absolute DC Comics will get an Invincible style adaptation? I'd recommend Absolute Wonder Woman. The designs are cool, especially. Well, wasn't there talk about something like that, or maybe I'm mishearing? I know that's like something people really want, and why not, dude? Absolute DC is actually like not saving them, but it is pumping. I see comic book shops aren't even buying much Marvel comics because it's the DC comics that are selling real good, and so that's awesome that people are so into it. Do you think Tom Spider-Man will get to interact with Venom in Secret Wars, whether it's fighting him or getting taken over by a symbiote? I definitely think the symbiote has to be involved in some capacity, especially just with how iconic that cover is. And the Russo brothers were great about copying or not copying, but trying to pay homage to covers. There's got to be a moment where Tom Holland Spider-Man does that little pose with the black suit on, right? Jim Carrey, no. Hey, Chris, since Steve is returning in Doomsday, what does it mean for old Steve Rogers? Did he live that timeline already? Also, seen a rat at North Park. Oh, that's crazy, man. See, that's the fun theory to think about, because I think if you go back and you watch the Steve Rogers interaction with Anthony Mackie, with what was his name? Sam Wilson, excuse me, with Sam Wilson, and the way he hands the shield to him, again, I get because of it in the comics, but I was trying to think in that scene, logically speaking, Steve, this is such a big responsibility to just throw onto the shoulders of Sam, and he doesn't even look like he fully wants it, not because he doesn't appreciate it, but because he's like, dude, I'm just a regular guy. I'm not you, Steve. I'm not capable of doing what you're doing. And that's why when he grabs it, he's like, this feels like it's somebody else's. And Steve's like, no, it's not. It's good. To me, it's because that Steve Rogers has already seen how great and awesome of a Captain America Sam Wilson turns out, that I wouldn't be surprised if there's a scene where Steve meets Sam Wilson, currently leading the Avengers, or his version of the Avengers, and Steve is like, I gave you the shield? Not out of like, why would I do that? I'd be like, that's so much responsibility. Why would I put that pressure on you? But he's going to see him fulfill it, that it was the right move. So older Steve Rogers feels comfortable, feels safe knowing I'm handing the shield off to the right guy, and you're going to do great, man. I know you are. That's how I see it. That's how I see it. Someone said peak writing. Hey, I try, guys. I try. Kevin Feige, phone's open. I don't think he's calling, guys. Let's see here. I'm cautious. I'm so cautious with getting spoiled from people walking out of early showings sometimes than me. I be plugging both my ears looking silly. What do you do? That hasn't happened now. That used to be, I definitely agree, that used to be a thing back in the day when you're like showing up to him, but that's because we had to show up early to the movie to get our seats, because seats weren't assigned when I was growing up. When I was up until like maybe 13, you still had to show up 20, 30 minutes before your movie so you can get the best seats. And not just that, because I have a big Mexican family, have to make sure there's enough back-to-back seats in the same row and do all that. And so that's where you would run into the issue of like waiting for the last showing to finish, have those people walk out and you're like, no, I don't want to hear it, I don't want to hear it. But now that doesn't happen, because now I show up like 5 minutes before my showing, my seat's there, got my food. So it doesn't really happen now. Hey, Chris, have you heard of Heated Rivalry? If so, I recommend you watching it. It's really good. Why is it really good? What do you enjoy about Heated Rivalry? No, I talked about it before. Everybody was talking about it, hyping it up. I honestly was like, oh, it's like, and all I knew at the time was like, oh, it's about these gay guys who are like playing a sport, and then over time the rivalry, but their love and this and that, and everybody was talking about it so good. I was like, oh, okay, you know what? I'll give the show a chance. I don't mind. That could be interesting. Minute I found out it was about hockey, I'm putting George and Mandy back on. What is this? I'm not. If I'm gonna see a dude suck another dude off, it better be over some basketball. Better be some football, baseball, even. I'll take ping pong. I watched Timothy Chalamet get his butt smacked over ping pong by Mr. Wonderful Shark Tank. I ain't watching hockey. But maybe I'll give it a chance. I'm just not a fan of hockey. All right, let's see here. Scream 7 stunk. Sadly agree. We have here Carter sending some love. Thank you so much. Thank you so much. Have you seen the film Pillion? I've hear about this movie a lot. Pillion? What is it about? I've heard people talk about this. Pillion, it has what's his name? Harry. Oh no, okay. Colin, a timid man meets Ray, a confident biker gang leader who initiates him into a submissive relationship, challenging Colin's mundane existence and prominent personal growth through their unconventional dynamic. This is heated rivalry, but with bikes? Nah, sign me up, boy. That's what I'm talking about. Some wild hogging with a couple of wild hogs, yeah. Ain't no hockey here, so let's do it. Let me see them boys. I'm waiting. Actually, but jokingly, I actually hear a lot of people talk about this. I hadn't heard about it. I'm willing to give it a chance. It's a romantic dark comedy. 99% on Rotten Tomatoes too. Ooh. And audiences love it too. Let's see how heated rivalry do that. They go crazy in hockey. What? Heated rivalry Akira. That's pretty funny. Let's see here. Just wanted to say hi. There's a new movie I'd recommend with Stephen Lang called Hellfire. It's like if Jack Reacher was an old R-rated. Okay, well let's see that one. Any gay stuff in it? Any half gay stuff in it? Let's do it. Ooh, this is not getting the best reviews though. Let's see. What's this? Hellfire? Hellfire? Seems like a dad pick on a blockbuster night. Probably would have enjoyed it. Sure, I like Stephen Lang. I'll probably check out Pillion first though. Scary Movie 6 shows a child hurt in a certain part. It's uncalled for, to be honest. Again, totally up to you, and I get that, and I'm not defending it. Kids should be allowed to hold some testes, all right? Grow up, buddy. To me, I know they're not real. They're made of plastic, most likely, rubber. Hopefully the kid doesn't even understand what they're holding. They were just told, just hold this up, sweetie. Could be CGI at the end of the day. If you want to be mad at anybody, be mad at the parents who gave their consent to let their kid be in that scene. I decided I'm not going to see a Scary Movie 7 because I'm disappointed in Spyglass and the Toxic fans. I'm glad you started giving it a chance and we're still honest in your review. I appreciate that. Well, yeah, and I respect you, man. Jonathan Majors is doing an action film produced by Ben Shapiro for the Daily Wire. It's crazy, man. You guys know I think Jonathan Majors is an amazing actor. I still need to see Magazine Dreams. I hear great things about that movie and his performance in it. Just haven't gotten around to watching it, and I do still plan to watch it. Him trying to revive his career through a Ben Shapiro produced movie. Okay, I'll give it this. The description of the movie is that it's inspired from 80s, 90s action movies of what was it, Red Dawn and Toy Soldiers. I do like Red Dawn. I like Toy Soldiers. 80s action movies. I'll give it a chance. But I mean, we'll see. Did you saw One Piece season 2 trailer? Thoughts? No, I haven't seen that yet. I need to give that a chance. Chris, you should collaborate with Los Pollos TV Bros. I gotta look up who they are. Seen first look for They Will Kill You. Great vibes. Oh yeah, when that trailer came out, we talked about it on the channel. That looks like a fun movie. I like the look of that a lot. Have you seen that a YouTube channel named Keto Labs is working on SCP movie that could come to theaters that's being funded on Kickstarter? Unfortunately, I don't know what the acronym SCP is. A super cool penis? He's making that into a movie? They casting? They open? If anybody knows the acronym, please let me know. Secure, contain, protect? Super cool. What? Secure, contain, protect? What's secure, contain, protect? Is that like a video game? Secure, contain, protect. All right. So it doesn't have a penis. I never heard of this. What is this? This is the model of a collaborative online fiction project that focuses on a fictional, secret, and global organization dedicated to finding and containing supernatural, paranormal, or otherwise anomaly entities. These anomalies, ranging from monsters to magical objects, threatens human safety and must be secured to maintain normalcy. Oh, sounds like Supernatural. Sure, man. Sounds cool. Can you rate the new Pokemon starters best? Buddy, I don't even. Okay, new Pokemon starters. New. I'm judging them. No, I'm not gonna say that. I was about to get myself canceled there. I'm gonna judge them off their looks. Let's see what we got. These them. Okay, well, Angry Bird over here, shot to the head immediately. I don't like his eyebrows. I don't like his face. Make up your mind, dude. Is your eyebrows or is it your beak? All right. This dude over here, high. Showed up with a baggie of something in him. No. I'm going with Lionel over here. This one. That's the one I'm picking. There are no laws against the Pokemon, Batman. No, Joker, don't do it. Joker, no. I'm gonna do it, Batman. I'm gonna do it. Joker, don't do it. Joker, don't do it. I'm gonna fuck that Pokemon. Top 3 Batman movies. What a perfect segue. Number 1 is the Robert Pattinson Batman movie, Matt Reeves. I still think, to me, that's my favorite. Then I'll go Dark Knight, and then Batman 89, Tim Burton. Hunk Meltdown. Thoughts on Prison Break series? I liked it. I never finished it. Season 1 had me on the edge. Like, I was edging a lot to Prison Break. Just such a suspenseful show. I was like, oh, what? Season 2, when they were, whatever season it was where they ended up in like a foreign prison, I was like, okay, now you guys are stretching it. This doesn't even feel like it's making sense or works. So I never got around to finishing it because it just felt like it like jumped the shark early for me. But my lady's always talking about she wants to go back and finish the show. You were what? Yeah. Oh, poor choice of words, Batman. Rewatch Scream 5 and 6. Realize I'm really not invested in the franchise enough to cough up the IMAX money for it. Streaming this one. Hey, man. At least you're honest. Happy Pokemon Day 3C. Just got out of Scream 7. When can we talk spoilers? Tomorrow. Tomorrow when I post a spoiler review. A cringe tro for 7 spoiler review might be in order. Maybe take inspiration from Scary Movie. Maybe. You might not watch anime, but thoughts on JJ? It's not that I don't watch. I do want to. I have so much other things I have to watch for work and to keep up with the channel. There's times I really want to just sit down and get into anime and like fully get into shows and all that, because I think there's a lot of great stories to be told. But no, that's not one. If that's one I should keep my eye out for, I'll keep it in mind. No, please do a retrospective of Scream 5, 6, and 7. All right, I guess I just might have to. Scream 7 tomorrow, but with all the reviews coming out, it makes me wonder what Christopher Landon would have done. Same, because again, there's interesting ideas, cool things that I think they wanted to do in Scream 7 that I'm like, I like this attempt, what you're doing here, but it's not going to its full potential. Christopher Landon, with the ideas in this movie, I think could have actually made a film where I walked out of going, it's flawed, but honestly, I had a good time, guys. I honestly did. And I didn't think and that's me, like, I wanted Kevin Williamson to be awesome in this because I've been rooting for him since he got announced to be director. But I think he should just be sticking to writing the movies. Watch Monarch. Be cool if you did a show recap on stream like Derry. Not Ness for that, but something. Well, if episode 2 ends up proving a lot or showing a lot to talk about, we could do that. We could make that segments on the 3C Live. Will you review Invincible and watch season 4 on the Clips channel? Yeah, definitely. Like here on stream and then on the Clips channel, yeah. Can you ask Universal for Dragon Ball 4D ride, please? I don't know, Mr. Universal. He's not going to listen to me. Fan of any niche Marvel characters? I like Phantom X. Who's Phantom X? Phantom X? What this? Oh, that's actually a cool looking dude. I like him too now. He's my pick. Phantom X. Let's see what's about him. Phantom X is a superhero in American comics. Character first appeared there. Phantom X is an artificially evolved human, engineered mutant with 3 brains for independent parallel processing and nanoactive blood. Oh, right. So he's basically like Moon Knight? He's X-Men Moon Knight? Ah! Let me just look up underrated Marvel care. I wish I had a deeper lore bank for you, but I really don't. I like the mainstream stuff. Maybe there's somebody here I'll recognize and I'll be like, oh, that guy's bussin'. No, man. I wish I knew. I wish I had a better one. I really I stick to a lot of the main people. I don't think I have anybody that I'm like, you know, this guy here. And especially with now how many movies and shows we've gotten, is there really much underrated people in some way or another they've been referenced or talked about? I will admit, when it comes to Spider-Man villains, I've always wanted the Beetle. The Beetle as a villain, just because I watched Spider-Man and His Amazing Friends as a kid. I just think, I don't know, I like the look of him. I like the look of the Beetle. So I'll just say that. The Beetle. That's his name, right? The Beetle? Spider-Man? Or just Beetle? I've always liked the look of Beetle. I think he'd be a cool villain. Some people said Gwenpool. The song trailer for Scary Movie 6 is appropriate. Yeah, great choice. Great choice. Fits with the time and lyrics are good. Cobra Kai short film starts filming March 4th. You're honestly a huge inspiration. I'm waiting for you to hit 1 million subscribers and may God keep you. Oh, thank you so much for that. And I'm waiting to hit that milli too, buddy. Seen Dragon Ball 4D The Ride. Love the channel. I've actually never seen that. Is there like a video I could watch real quick of that? I will happily watch a little bit of that. When is that Dragon Ball theme park open? I want to go there. Dragon Ball. Oh no. 4D Ride? Whoa, that looks crazy. This was 8 years ago. Where was this at? It's 10 minutes? I like the look of it. This is Goku versus Frieza. Hello, monkey. I'd watch a Dragon Ball movie with this. Oh, look at those Goku lips. Oh, that was Vegeta. Yeah, I need to watch that. I've never seen that. I had a good crowd for Scream 7. They cheered for that Marvel entrance. Hey, man. A lot of people are just happy to see. They're like, hey, thing I recognize. Clap. Just saw Scream 7. I loved it. LOL, Scary Movie 6. Hey, glad you loved it, man. And yeah, Scary Movie 6, hilarious. Hey, Chris, thank you for always making these live streams. I really love that Venom dance you did last week. Yeah, man, that guy. And you know what? That ended up getting me a copyright claim on that live stream. I played it so much that they They shut down. So that's why you don't see the Venom one today. YouTube ad sets inside. Which brings you more joy to make videos about? Horror or superheroes? Why? Your love for both are so apparent. Congrats, Daddy. Probably horror. Probably horror. Superheroes, a lot. I would just say my horror knowledge bank is probably more. I feel more confident in it than my superhero. Like you just saw, someone ask me something like, I'm like, oh. But yeah, and I still love both as long as the community is willing to talk. And horror to me, the most part, is very open, very open-minded, good conversation, good community. And especially when I go to horror conventions, nicest fans ever. Horror conventions, always. I'll go to a fan expo where it's almost like a Comic-Con. I meet good, nice fans, but there's something so endearing and sweet about the horror fans, and I appreciate that. Hypothetical. Would you go nude for no, for that to be on a film forever? Nobody. You think I look good under this shirt? I'd definitely happily be killed on screen or something like that, drenched in blood or something for a movie. To do a nude scene, no, you need to give me 4 years of time to fix my body. And I'm not doing nothing for the first 3 years. All right. And that is it, guys. That is where we end the 3C live stream. I've had a lot of fun talking and chatting with you guys. I want to thank you so much for being here and being part of all this. Y'all are amazing people. Don't forget that. Stay tuned for more stuff. Monday, Scary Movie 6 trailer comes out, so we'll definitely talk about that. Spoiler review for Scream 7 out tomorrow. Be good. Take care. Y'all are awesome, man. Y'all are awesome.